Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ed. This is the morning roast live from the Nut House in
Oh,
beautiful,
Lord.
poorly cloudy Macon, Georgia.
That sounded good. He just needed to finish it up.
Yes. It's 8:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 46 degrees right now, partly cloudy with a high of 65 degrees and a low of 34. So yeah, you can make it wear. You could wear a windbreaker maybe later today, but you probably have to wear a parka later tonight.
If you're wondering where Anthony is, once again, he's going to be late.
Yeah.
He's just making us work too hard for this shit. Don't you?
Probably so.
We're taking up his slack. But Anthony will be here somewhere between 9 and 9:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we got Alan to ask.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, Ed sounded good. He's got a good voice for that. He's just got to get the, go into the host, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was good, Ed.
Thank you very much.
And anyway, lots to still talk about. What's happening locally. But I want to move beyond just locally this morning.
Okay.
Okay? Because sometimes we get bogged down in what surrounds us here in Macon, and it could drive you crazy. The biggest thing that I'm concerned about right now, every time I think about this, is that GBI report that's supposed to come out regarding the shooting at Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
And my concern is that once the people see, or once the report comes out rather, there are going to be a lot of pissed off people. Very upset. And what my concern is that if we do another protest, that may ignite something that we can't control. I just do not want to get arrested for some idiot in the crowd, like that guy that was yelling in the lobby that we couldn't control. I don't want that whole scenario to play out, where something like that happens, God forbid, and then we're stuck holding the bag because we're supposed to organize.
Yes, right.
So we're the ones that have to watch ourselves. Now, once that GBI comes out, my concern is, honestly, is that it becomes some kind of a protest where we can control.
Right.
And next thing you know, people are getting arrested.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's all I'm thinking about. That's what I wanted Anthony to know. But I know he's going to argue and spit and whatever. But that's just my take on it.
Okay.
What I'm thinking about and all that. I didn't come to do a blog TV show to become
A nuisance.
a protest organizer.
Yeah. Right.
So as much as I want to do this and I do it because I feel it's the right thing to do. I think it's going to be ridiculous if this report comes out and it goes in the favor of the cop, that we're just going to sit down and not do something about it.
Right.
Okay? But I just want to make sure as I ponder that that we talk about it and how we're going to do it and how loud are we going to be and how we're going to approach this and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Cheryl will be there, so that would give it some civility,
Yes.
So we'll see.
Definitely. Speaking of some incidents here recently, my mom asked me, did I see anything on Houston Avenue? And well, actually, she asked me, did my sister ask if there were anything that went on Houston Avenue? And I guess she was referring to the crash.
Yeah.
And because I said, well, yeah, I heard it. We talked about it yesterday morning. I was just wasn't happened to be here at that time when it happened. And well, you know, my mother. So she goes on to say that that her, you know, my sister's husband, well, my brother-in-law, Larry, was really ticked off about it because the guy, the motorist, who was going 100 miles an hour, almost hit him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If he didn't, yeah, that's true. My mom told me about the story that the guy was going 100 miles an hour as reported, and he hit one of the pillars there, and he was really upset about it because he was going 100 miles an hour, and almost if he didn't swerve to the side, he probably would have been hit with that along with that pole, the pillar that they have on, like, I guess like beams or something like that, like splints or something, you know. What add the matters worse, you know, his little baby girl, my youngest niece Chloe, was in the back seat, you know, in her little safety seat with him at the time, because he was just going, he was going home to meet his mom, my sister's mother-in-law, while he was driving in. He just happened to be in the same direction, in the same area of
So
the
the guy was blowing down, almost hit him.
Yeah.
If he hadn't, thrown himself on the side or what?
Yeah, if he didn't swerve on the side, swerve to the side.
Here we go. Sounds of the hood. Oh, you gotta love it.
And that wasn't CGI either.
That wasn't one of
That was
Derek's
a for
lame
real.
sound effects.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay. Okay.
So now you could say that, you know, two guys
Mm-hmm.
whose lives were spared by the grace of God.
Yes.
Because, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that car hit right literally outside my window.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, wow. So did you tell your mom about that?
Well, yeah, she knew about it from the local news and everything.
Yeah, but did she know that it was here?
Yes. Yes.
Where
Yes,
you
she
work?
knew. Mm-hmm. Yes. Pretty much so. Pretty much so. She was really concerned. And so, especially when I said, yeah, if it wasn't for the pillars, you probably guy would have went right through the wall or something.
Wow.
Boy.
Anyway, so what else is going on, dude?
Well,
What do you got planned for this weekend?
gee, since there's no more football, so
Oh
I guess
shit! You are now gonna, you're gonna, I can imagine shit like a withdrawal, like a hurricane.
probably I don't know. I probably have to do a lot of early spring cleaning or something because my place is.
You gotta
Big
keep
stuff.
your mind busy.
Yeah, I gotta keep my mind busy. I think I got a lot of clutter to clean up. I think it'll be definitely well occupied. Plus, not to mention, this upcoming Sunday, the Grammy Awards are going to be on CBS Sunday night. You know, so
You're gonna OD on that shit.
probably. Well,
Why not?
probably not that much because there's not that many artists that I know that I listen to that's going to be on there. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj, and you know, those are the people that you do. Maybe Lady Antebellum is probably the only one that I might watch, you know, listen to, because after the one last year, it was kind of crazy, you know. I mean, you know, that crazy Satan worship video that Nicki Minaj made last year and stuff was like crazy. That crazy stuff, and plus, you know, that's also the one that Whitney Houston also died that the week before, so it was like a really sad event last year watching it. But anyway, hopefully it'll be somewhat better. Oh, Winchester was reading. It said the Grammys are usually pretty good. Who do they need to pay tribute to this year that's passed away? I don't know. Well, nobody big I know hasn't passed away this weekend, so I guess we'll find out on Sunday.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yes, Alan Macon, it was right here at the Nut House, and everyone's okay. The thing knocked me out of bed, though. I mean, literally, it was an explosion.
Yeah.
And the whole room
The
shook.
elf fell off the shelf.
Boom.
Yeah, that was good.
The elf got knocked out of bed.
I guess
Yes.
those pills do work.
Huh?
It's starting to work now.
Luckily, this building here is safe. That building there is made of shit. In fact, there's structural damage and shit.
Oh yeah,
It's not that
I saw the
building.
splints that they got on there.
Poor Pedro was out there doing the work, trying to doing something out there that they had. What's his name had him doing? I was like, what are you doing that for? You know, busy worker or something.
Mm-hmm.
It needs professionals.
Oh yeah.
No, but
Tools that they don't have. to
don't
do.
forget, Pedro is the one that built that shit.
He do all that.
He built the pillars
Oh,
coming
okay.
out of the building. This building was flat.
Okay, so maybe he's redoing
So
the
Pedro
building.
built that whole shit, and that's the thing that he's got. Pedro works like a slave. He's a great worker. He's a great
Wow.
worker.
Well,
Slave
Sabu-
labor.
Sabuki is Ant not coming now. No, he's coming and he's going to be a
It's
little bit delayed.
fucking late all the time.
He's just been late recently because his car has gone kaput and
Well, he's on step one counseling right now.
yes. Has
Yeah.
to get either a ride over there.
It only leads us to work harder to carry the show.
Right.
So we hope, Chad,
Chad is
that you'll make some noise, take some of this weight off. And also, Ed, you're gonna have some videos. Come up with some.
Oh yeah, we had a
I
video.
got a good one. I got
Yeah,
one
yeah.
in L.A. The manhunt for that cop that they're looking for. that
Oh,
killed those
good,
people.
good.
What
That was
better
just-
way of-
That was one of the stories I wanted to talk about. Matter of fact,
You want to start now?
Not ready yet.
Okay.
But
Oh.
tell about
Mm-hmm.
our little local friend here and the animal show.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Well, it's 8:19
Oh
a.m.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, I know who she is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Familiar
Yes,
face.
I
Oh,
know
my
her.
God.
You know her too.
Yes, a volunteer accused of stealing from Animal Rescue Group. It says right here from Macon.com. A volunteer with local animal rescue group Pause and Adopt has been charged with the theft of nearly $44,800 from the group's funds. Erin Beth Roberts, age 43, of River Hill Lane, was charged with theft by taking after Pause and Adopt President Sarah Roberts, a Bibb County prosecutor, alerted investigators that she conducted an audit of the group's funds from May to September 2012 and discovered $4,795 was missing from the bank account after numerous unauthorized transactions. All the transactions were handled by Erin Roberts, according to the sheriff's report. Sarah Roberts and Erin Roberts are not related, by the way, for the record. Erin Roberts was later arrested Wednesday and was taken to Bibb County Jail, and she was later released on a $4,000 bond. That's all we have for right now.
Wow.
And yes, I've seen her before, especially at PetSmart. Because,
Really?
Because on PetSmart on the weekends.
Well, that would make sense. You work with
yeah.
pets.
She does, they have like this little thing on Saturdays and Sundays where they have dogs and cats to adopt. And they let you walk them with
I was working with her last year
Mm-hmm.
out at Zebulon, where we set up in the parking lot for people to come adopt because we're trying to clear out that was when they were at the Central City Park.
Yeah.
They closed down the animal shelter.
Mhm.
Here's the video.
New at 11, a Macon woman is out on bond from the Bibb LEC on charges that she skimmed nearly $5,000 from a local animal rescue group. 43-year-old Erin Roberts was arrested yesterday and charged with fiduciary theft. She served as a volunteer for Pause and Adopt, a local animal rights group. The Macon Telegraph reports the group's president noticed more than $4,700 in questionable transactions from the charity's bank account. Roberts was released on a $4,500 bond.
Wow.
That's something.
Well,
But, usually doing
DS, what do you think about that? What do you think about this woman stealing money from the doggies
and the
in the
kitties.
shelters?
Yeah.
Diaz hasn't said a word about it.
Well, let's see. The new works says that's like beating puppies. Fisher Gamer Girl says there's a special place in hell for people that steal from charities.
Wow.
Three
Yeah.
Bears said Irving, you
Well,
look like a woman
crime
sitting
doesn't
around
pay.
with
Look, it did actually manifest. She got caught.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She got caught.
Yeah. It's kind of sad though. Well, Diaz photograph says pretty lame.
Did you know her? Diaz? I don't know why I'm yelling. Did you know her, Diaz?
I grudge F her though. Well, I mean, I've seen it from time to time because I usually go there from Saturday and Sunday, especially to check out what set of group of dogs that they have over there. Sometimes they have fully grown, some they have just some puppies there, and I always wondered what it would be like to have a nice nice puppy that nice little animal to have at my place that I actually want to have. That's not like a cat. I mean, cats are just, I don't know, they just don't serve a purpose.
Yeah, it's like, just leave a message, I'll get back to you later.
Yeah.
Dog is like you walk outside, come back 30 seconds later, it's like you've been gone for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cats are like, fuck you.
Yeah, I can't handle something like that and have that type of attitude and they don't even pay any rent. Let your water bill and then
Neither do the cockroaches.
That's true. I just want someone who appreciate it, and dogs seem to appreciate it more, being with you, with your company, rather than a cat does, I mean, unless you got a whole lot of vermin, a lot of rodents, then yeah, go right ahead, get a cat. You probably need one. You probably
What do
need
you
one
think
more.
she did with the money? She was going out, you think?
Probably needed it. Probably needed it or something for personal whatever.
Yeah.
What?
Got caught.
Okay. DS4 says I did not. He says never met that group. Okay. Yeah, because he works with All About Animals, and Paws
I
and the
see,
Dog
yeah,
is
I
like
see.
a two different groups.
Yeah, I worked with her at Paws and the Dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they never. I guess they don't usually collaborate. I don't think if they do, but
That shit's common in Macon anyways. People screwing over their employers and stuff.
That's true, Shani, right? She said, God, I'm glad that Vorpal isn't here yet, LOL.
Yeah, she stole my money and killed my cat. Probably say something like that.
How many lives does that cat have?
Ellen Macon says animals and kids are two things people shouldn't mess with.
Yeah, like,
That's true.
you always talking about kill your cat. Look, cat's supposed to have 9 lives. Your cat has died like 38 times. I mean, come on, man.
But anyway, any stories here? Got anything going?
Well, I got a few I'm still looking for, but I did.
I still can't believe that girl. I think I saw her downtown somewhere in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've met her before, and it's kind of not like very hello and how you been, and then move on. It wasn't like she was a buddy or a friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
An acquaintance that I always got to see.
Wow. Well, I do have one story before I get into that.
Yeah.
While I was listening to another program on the radio, I heard of there was another group of people that was going to have their own reality show, TV show. You will not believe who it is going to be.
Who?
The granddaughters of Nelson Mandela. You heard that they have like something growing up Kardashian. Now, supposedly, according to the Tom Joyner Morning Show, they're going to have a reality show called Growing Up Mandela.
Are
Where
you shitting me? So they're gonna ruin and tarnish that.
I don't know why, man. I mean, the economy must be really that bad over in South Africa or something for the. It's just bad. It's just bad. I mean, the guy's in his 90s and stuff. He want to live a nice, quiet life, and all of a sudden, you got all these cameras with his granddaughter. Like, Grandpa Nelson, I think apartheid is like really, really evil and stuff. And like, granddaughters, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me rest. Jeez.
If he
Get the
can even
cameras
say
on
that,
my
he
face.
seems to just be sitting there now like this.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's how old he's got.
I mean, he's 94 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to get man got to has his rest and stuff.
Well. Hopefully, Dad won't put a death nail on him.
Yeah, I hope not. I certainly hope that reality stress doesn't kill him for real. But anyway, I got some other news. from ABC News. Bullying attack leaves boy in coma.
Oh.
You know I have those pet peeves about these bullies, man. I'm telling you, this gets my goat.
So tell us with passion.
Yes, a
What
Pennsylvania boy is currently in a medically induced coma after a schoolyard fight with classmates who he and his family claims were bullying him. Sixth grader Bailey O'Neill, an honor student of Darbytown, Pennsylvania, was involved in a fight 4 weeks ago in the Darby Township School. He was struck several times in the face by another student. The blow fractured his nose and he fell to the ground. His parents brought their son, who had a concussion, to the A.I. DuPont Hospital in Wilmington, Delaware, where he was treated and released. But his father saw something wasn't quite right with his son when they returned home. He was sleeping, he was moody, and he said he wasn't himself, was angry a little bit, and he wasn't even really eating, said Bailey's father, who told the local ABC affiliate at their town, WPVI. Just a few days later, Bailey started having violent seizures and needed to be hospitalized again. The seizures were so bad that the doctors at A.I. DuPont were forced to put Bailey in a medically induced coma nearly 2 weeks ago. When contacted, A.I. DuPont Hospital was unable to provide an update to ABC News on Bailey's current condition because of privacy laws. He says, every day I'm trying to stay strong for him. He said, when you get into that hospital room and you're looking at him, I will trade places in a heartbeat. And Southeast Delco School District Superintendent Stephen Butts told the news that the school has turned the investigation over to local police and is cooperating fully with their efforts. It says, we take bullying seriously. I hope they do. We're very concerned about the medical condition of the student, and our thoughts and prayers are with the family and students. According to Bailey's father, the boy who struck his son was suspended for 2 days following the incident, but police have not filed any criminal charges in the case.
Wow.
He should have gotten a whole week, personally. That's with me.
Hey, you know, it's connected to this. Official Gamer Girl said that's a local story for me. They can draw pictures and get well cards from last night. I've sent them out today. Wow.
Oh,
okay, so it's where was that?
Said it was in what was it, in Pennsylvania? Okay, it's a Pennsylvania boy.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Wow. You know, kids don't know. I mean, it's just getting more and more violent. It's violent culture, dude.
Yeah, man. It's just.
I mean, there was always bullying. You know, I grew up. I was bullied somewhat.
Yeah.
Not that much, but somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get put into a coma, thank goodness. But man, I used to catch. I mean, I used to catch. I mean, I remember I was telling you the story back in the 6th grade. I was like 4 feet tall. I was tall. I was shorter than you, and guys were just giving me hell. I was like, my goodness.
Welcome, coffee guy. I was actually thinking about you for a couple of days, wondering where you've been at.
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
Happy Friday, y'all. What's going on? Well, delicious coffee. Yeah. I want to know how's the update on the bins? Is it working? Working now? Oh, the gamer girl also says no. The father said the child had been bullied by the kid that he got in a fight with. Okay.
Yep. School is hard.
Oh yeah.
Thank God it's not anything I have to go to.
Yeah. Thank goodness. In some kind of way, it's bittersweet. Even though the school I used to go to. No longer there. They built another building in its place. I have to admit, though, I really don't even shed a tear when I drive past it anymore. Because I mean, I had some good days, good times, good experiences there, and they do outweigh the bad though. But the bad ones, I hope they stay buried, just like the rubble under that old school, pretty much. But that's just me. Sabuki says it didn't sound like the bullying was the issue, more like a stupid fight gone wrong. Well,
no, the kid was sitting there. No.
Well, they said he got attacked. He was punched in the face, punched in the nose, and it must have went to his brain or something. He was struck several times in the face. So I don't know, maybe his face is in the side, like maybe near the top of his head or something, because you could get some brain damage depending on what part of the face you got hit. It was on the frontal lobe, frontal part, like on the where your brain is. I mean, he probably has some serious concussion. Well, he did end up with a concussion, but I'm just glad it was in the front, in the face. Like, if he would have got hit in the back, he probably would be, probably brain dead. Not wishing any ill will, but I hope he does get better. I hope his family able to overcome this, and send your prayers to them if you're in that area.
Or find some information online on the story. It's in the what?
It's in ABC
News. Get on ABC News. You want to send
abcnews.com through Good Morning America.
Hey, Official Gamer Girl, if you have an address to send these cards to these kids, put it on our site. That would be great.
Yeah, definitely. The more the merrier.
Coffee Guy, the bench needs some repair. After all, too many cars with 311,000 miles on it are even roadworthy. True. I always said those Volvos. I had a Volvo, and it had about 325,000 miles on it.
Wow. Geez.
And you know where it died? Nowhere else did it go, but right here in Macon, Georgia.
Wow.
Right on 75.
Oh yeah.
Actually, right down this block, where the Beulah Church is on Newburgh.
Yeah.
There's that overpass right there.
On that bridge?
On the bridge.
Oh, jeez.
That's where my car died.
Coffee Guy says Volvos are tough too. Yeah. I would like to give me the car that I have, I'm glad it is running now. I said it's a 1985 Buick Skylark. It's probably one of the last cars that you see on the road, that doesn't have airbags on it, because it was a 1985 car. American cars didn't start putting.
I like your car, you know that.
Well, yeah.
I didn't grow up with airbags. Actually, I'm afraid of the airbags. That shit has a charge that could burn your face.
Well, yeah. A lot of people have been saying that they could burn their face. But I guess since I've never been in that many accidents, or at least not from the driver's side anyway. I don't know. I guess I just feel like I want my next car. I want it to be safe. I want it to be safe and secure. But but with a car like I said, the American, they didn't start putting airbags in American cars till the 1986 models. My car is probably one of the last ones that didn't have any put on there as part of the factory the factory the style that comes with the factory thing. But it's I mean, I don't have any airbags on mine. I have to put on the seatbelt. I have no other choice.
Right.
Well,
but your car, they allow you not to have to wear it. There's some stupid law in Georgia that says if a car has a certain age, you don't have to have. Because they didn't build seatbelts in some of these older cars.
Well, yeah, you're right. Some cars didn't have seatbelts in them. Some do, maybe because people might, do something foolish, like maybe race in them. Those who have like big, powerful engines, you have to have, a seatbelt on there, because they know if you can go that type of, you're gonna need some protection, especially when you turn brake, especially when you put on the brakes, and especially in like rainy weather, tires get slick, you're gonna spin around. And especially when it's winter, that rain may turn into ice. You never know. You hit a doggone telephone pole or a building, just like the guy did 2 days ago. You got to be careful. You have to be really careful about that stuff.
Wow. Oh, so you did that work there. You said the Coffee Guy. I replaced the turn signal switch on the BMW and had to remove the airbag from the steering wheel. I was a little concerned it was going to pop. Yeah. See, that I'm afraid of those things. I'm serious. Every time I see one, I'm like, oh, God, please, let this shit doesn't go up. Because, you could hit a bump. You don't know.
Right. You're right. I mean, I don't have like 300,000 miles on my car. I mean, I barely hit 100,000 miles on it last year,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it does make it last. I hope it does last a little bit longer, at least enough till I'll be able to afford a car made this year. Made this century.
He says we're featured.
Oh,
We are.
thank you. Thank you. Winchester 9708 says, I see bullying every day and stop them in their tracks. I hear students talk more about cyberbullying. See, cyberbullying, that's beyond. I mean, first of all, some bullies are just cowardly as a mud because they always prey on people that are smaller than them, weaker than them, and stuff. But if you're a cyberbully, not only you're a coward, you're lazy. You're lazy as hell. I'm gonna kick your behind.
Yeah, but everybody's the cyberbullies. A lot of them are just answer back in a bully fashion. I mean, everybody's bullying everybody on Facebook. Almost. What I feel sometimes, you say something, next thing you know, you got 12 people making comment. Some of them so vicious. It's like, what did I say? You know?
Yeah.
So.
Coffee guy says, as I told Anthony, you have to keep gas in there, or in this case, diesel, or they won't run. Yeah, I know. You got to have gas in there. You can't just drive off of fumes. It says, I had to replace the turn signal switch on a BMW and had to remove the airbag from the steering wheel. I was a little concerned. It was, oh yeah, you already said it was my bad. Airbag, it says airbags cushion you, but they also have quite a bit of force.
Yep.
And then City Bump says gas in the old airbags used to cause really bad freeze burns to your face. Wow. See, I didn't even know about that. Oh, so you have the video? Oh, okay.
I've been waiting.
Let's do it.
Well, let's go ahead and roll.
Bring on. Good job there.
Good time.
Bring it on.
Oh yes. What was the
Shooting, the cop they're looking for in L.A.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. This video is going to be about the road cop who's threatening on shooting people in L.A. all over.
More back cop story, guys.
Yeah, another back.
Check out this video.
The scenes involved in this story today in the Torrance area. Chip Yost, we're looking at you now. Chip, we finally heard from Chief Beck on this situation. Apparently a case of mistaken identity. What can you tell us now from the ground there?
Yeah, we just heard from Torrance Police for the first time, and we're getting a better picture of exactly what happened here and how all these different cases are connected now. Right now, we're on the Redondo Beach Torrance border. You're looking at a scene right now, and we told you there are two different shooting scenes here in this area. This is the same neighborhood or just outside that neighborhood that we were in, and just a little earlier. This is just about a block and a half away. You see all the detectives down there. You see that black truck. Keep that in mind. You see that patrol car over there. Keep that in mind. Let's try to explain and make sense of what happened for you now. If we could go to some aerials from Sky 5 HD. Remember, over on Red Beam in Torrance around 5:20 this morning or so, there was a blue car. There was actually, when I send it back to you guys, it sounds like that news conference might be coming up. We'll get back to this a little
well,
later.
actually, that's not the case. We're almost there. We'll let you continue on with the story from Torrance, and we'll interrupt you when we need to head to Riverside.
We're almost there.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Well, let's keep going then. Yeah, so let me try to make sense of this for you. Again, this is the Redondo Beach Torrance border. Right now, we're on Flagler. This is the street you're looking at right now. This scene right here. This is Flagler. Just outside of that neighborhood we were in a little earlier. To show you some perspective, let's go to some shots from Sky 5 HD. Now, keep in mind, they've been looking for this pickup truck that this guy they're looking for has been driving. They've been on alert because he's been going around allegedly shooting at police officers. So you see that blue truck in your scene there. You might see in the back of it some newspapers. Well, that's the one Chief Beck was talking about a little earlier, was a case of mistaken identity, an unfortunate case where apparently some LAPD officers were in this neighborhood protecting a home. They won't say who, but remember there's that manifesto out there with a hit list on it, or what they believe is a hit list, people that this guy may go after. There were 7 patrol officers from LAPD and a sergeant in the neighborhood. They see this truck coming down, which generally fits the description of the truck they're looking for. For some reason, they opened fire on that pickup truck, that blue pickup truck, and hit 2 people inside. It turns out those people were innocent. It was a case of mistaken identity. Well, that leads us to this scene you're looking at right now, the one right around the corner. Torrance police get a phone call of shots fired. They respond coming into the neighborhood from this way. As they're coming in, another pickup truck, that black pickup truck you're looking at right there, generally fits the description of Dorner's truck they've been looking for. Torrance PD, responding to a call of shots fired, sees this truck. We have another case of mistaken identity. Apparently there's some sort of collision with the patrol car and the truck. There are more shots fired this time. Torrance police officers, the ones firing the shots. Fortunately, in this case, the driver of that truck was not hit by the gunfire. We're told he was also not injured in the collision. But what we're hearing now, this is another case of mistaken identity. The reason these two cases happened simultaneously, just a case where officers from Torrance responding to shots fired in the same neighborhood where the first case of mistaken identity happened. So just some unfortunate cases. Obviously, police all around the Southland on edge because of what this guy has been doing the last few days.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Incredible. Incredible.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, this, from what I've heard, this guy was just basically just went off the deep end. And
The cops went off the deep end too.
Oh, yeah.
They were firing on that car.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know.
Some people are saying, City Bum says, generally fits the description. What the fuck? Don't you see it says Honda?
Dumbass. Well, yeah. Yeah, because because the guy said it was a Nissan. It was a Nissan. It was a totally different, that's a totally different group.
No, the black truck was a Honda.
Oh, okay, the
The
black
blue
truck.
truck.
Wow.
They showed from the camera.
So they shot two people and they were the wrong people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. This convict guy says, wow, competent police shoot and figure it out later. Sound familiar?
Huh?
Says, hey.
Really? You would hate to be driving in the wrong color car in Cali.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, I've heard about wearing the wrong color clothes.
It was
It'd be like a
Toyota,
game.
It was a Tacoma. I'll get the picture of it.
Like, oh, jeez, neither one was a
They
Nissan.
fired on two different cars, not one. Two cases of mistaken ID.
I mean, my goodness, yeah. One was a Toyota, another one was a Honda. It's like, sheesh. Like, see what type of comment. See, you know, to my apologies to those who live in Los Angeles and LA, but I'm telling you, you know why you don't have an NFL team? Because of this right here,
There's the
Incompetence.
truck that newspaper
Exactly.
reporters were in.
Oh, jeez.
Is that why we don't have much sports around here, too? You know,
That's
kind of the
probably
same
true.
thing in a smaller version.
Mm-hmm. Like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 15 or more shots on that, just on that truck alone. Jeez, they turn that vehicle into Swiss cheese.
They were going after Bonnie and Clyde,
Yeah, they must have been somebody.
and they were innocent.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful.
Oh my goodness, dozens of rounds. Because I mean, just on that truck alone, just on the bed and the window, I mean, there was at least close to 15 or almost close to 15 or 20 shots just in the back of that truck alone. Jeez.
Why don't you read some of the chatters here? This
Oh, yeah.
Planet Whisper.
The Planet Whisper says, even cops in Utah on alert. He may sneak into the state where he played football at SUU or Dixie University. Wow. LA Megan said they should make sure that the ID is correct before they shoot. Come on, police, act like you got some effing sense. And then Winchester said, that's a sad situation. I agree. You're right on the money about that. City Bump says those newspaper ladies are going to get one pretty settlement. I'm sure they are. Turn their truck into Swiss cheese like that? Yeah. LWR Ventures, cops are overacting because they have been designated as targets by the PERT, but no excuse for it. And Winchester 97 says, delivering papers? Really? Oh my goodness. See, just an escalated version of bullying right there. There you go. Plus, if you don't mind, I want to go back to the story about the kid that was bullied that's left in a coma. There was some comments about it. This guy, this person, whoever, Just Me says, so the bully who actually gave the kid a concussion got a 2-day suspension, but a 7-year-old who threw an imaginary grenade to save the world got the exact same punishment elsewhere. What's wrong with this picture? They're like, geez, we're playing with toy grenades and stuff. Dang. It says, so in Stenton 23 says, so a second grader is suspended for pointing a Hello Kitty bubble gun at a child, but 6 bullies who beat a kid into a medically induced coma have not been charged with assault. What? That's
I know. It's
that's
where their
sad.
priorities are. I don't know.
That's sad. Beyond sad. It's straight deplorable. Straight deplorable if you ask me. Just deplorable.
Keep going.
Okay. Earl J says, let me get this right. We have a little girl get expelled for talking about shooting someone else with a bubble gun, and we have a boy get suspended for 2 days for giving another boy a life-threatening concussion. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this picture? I agree. And Philip says, this has gone enough. Enough is enough. Wow.
Oh, she's cute.
Oh, that's, yeah. Mike L says, sorry to say you didn't get it right. The little girl was not expelled. She was suspended. Either way, I agree with that. You're trying to say so, but you might want to make that correction before. Okay, whatever. We know she had a little grammatical error or whatever. And Snooki, someone, I guess not to be mistaken with the one on the Jersey Shore.
You never
says,
know.
But maybe we'll just say she is. Says, all these little brat bullies will have a choice, either prison or military. Talk to some of the vets who lost legs in bombing attacks. The end. It's like, wow.
You know, I thought about that. You know, sticking some of these guys that are in jail in like a military boot camp.
Mm-hmm. But they're talking about actually put them in the military. But I think someone said that's against the law now. You aren't allowed to serve in the military in lieu of jail time anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a new law, because I guess they're afraid that if the guy like flip out, he'd be more likely to go back to civilization. You know.
A lot of pressure. We're featured. Thank you, Blog TV.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it, Blog TV. Thank you very
you,
much.
chatters, for sticking along with us here. This is
yeah.
You know, you're getting 2 out of 3 here.
Yeah,
For
hopefully.
your money.
Yeah, we're trying to get more bang for your buck right here. It's 8:48 a.m. right here.
We're trying to keep this rolling. You're doing good, Derek.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. We have 300 plus. Hopefully we can make it to 400 by the end of the day. It's 46 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia, with a high of 65 and a low of 34 degrees. We have some more stories coming up soon. Do you have anything with you?
Yeah, I had a couple of stories. I just knocked them out. I'll bring them up. Why don't you do?
Okay. I'll bring on the story.
Oh, by the way, why don't you plug our Facebook and
oh, yeah.
now the YouTube channel and your YouTube channel?
Oh, yes. Great.
Why don't you do some plugging?
I'll go ahead and do that. Thanks a lot, Herb. As you know, we have the Morning Roast has a Facebook page, so if you can, check us out at www.facebook.com/The Morning Roast, and you'll check us out and give us a like, and and thanks for, and also don't forget to chat if you ever have the time, and even be a viewer. We're here from weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on Blog TV. And also, in case you don't get to see the whole show today, you could always
Starting today.
Well, starting today, I should say.
Because I can't play any music. I can't edit it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edit it, so
I got
I'm
you.
gonna play
Well,
non-copyrighted
but
music.
starting.
So we'll use the show to promote local.
Yes, we usually show local bands here. So, with the exception of the commercial breaks, you'll be able to see all 3 hours of the Morning Roast on the YouTube channel. Starting today. Featuring, I think it's not called The Morning Roast, it's going by Ed Einbinder, who's the producer of the Morning Roast. And also you can see excerpts or the best episodes of the Best of the Morning Roast on my YouTube channel, either on Derek Barrett Films or Southpaw 2K1. And speaking of which, I actually have a thing going on right now, which last year, where if you're the 500th subscriber, you could get either. Actually, you can get both of these audiobook CDs that I narrated absolutely free. You can get it on either channel, the Derek Barrett Films channel or the Southpaw 2K1 channel. If you're the 500th subscriber, you can go ahead and get both of these. However, since I only have 105 subscribers right now, every time when I reach a century mark, like if there's anyone who becomes the 200 subscriber or 300 subscriber on up, they get a choice of either this one, The Dollar for Your Soul and Vision Vine, the 2 short stories by Earl Vickers, or the much bigger, thicker CD, the audiobook version of Cliff Chandler's crime novel, The Paragons, which, like I said, I narrated and also did all the voices of the characters as well. It's a very good book, whether you get it on print, which is still available, or you could get it on, or you could get it here, and you could get it free if you're the 200 or 300 subscriber. Every 100 subscriber to my channel, either channel, YouTube channel, will get either a CD of this or this one, and they're very good. If you happen to, if you don't end up being a subscriber, they're easy to find. You can get either one of these CDs either on iTunes. Well, you could download them either on iTunes, on cdbaby.com, and also you can get them downloaded on 3daudioscapes.com. They're very good. They're very good. And I hope you get to check them out. And hopefully we'll be able to work on the second novel, the Vengeance is Mine, the sequel to this story of the Paragons, pretty soon, hopefully later this year.
Wow.
Yes. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. I wish there was a lot of people that would have been able to download it like last year. Well, at least 6 months ago, I would have had a chance to get a Grammy nod. So it would have been cool to hear my name nominated
Somewhere.
Somewhere. But maybe it'll happen for the second audiobook. You never know. But I'll keep my fingers crossed. Anyway, I did have a story. I was trying to see if I could find.
God, bring the story up. I was going to talk about Ed Koch.
Oh, well, you can go ahead.
Yeah,
go
because
ahead.
We have issues with this mayor here in New York, in Macon, and I just want to talk about basically the difference between a good mayor and a bad mayor. But we only have 7 minutes, and this may go on more than 7 minutes. So why don't you do your story? But this is the story I want to talk about: Ed Koch and our mayor.
Okay. I'm still trying to find the story that I recently had, but it was just a tragic one. It was a 3-year-old boy that was just recently killed. I think somewhere upstate. It's a 3-year-old boy who shot himself in the head with a pink handgun that he thought was a toy. It was cops ruled the shooting a homicide. His grandparents were in another room where the boy shot himself. His parents were not at home. It's not clear why the gun was in the reach of the boy and his 7-year-old sister. And so far, no one's in custody in connection with the shooting. The little boy's name is Timorje Smith. Timorje Smith from Greensville, South Carolina. I guess he thought, some guns, toy guns, they always had that little red little tip at the end, so cops will think that it's toy guns.
Don't they have these little plastic pellets that they use in those things?
Yeah, but they have little orange tips.
Yeah, little orange tips.
Make them look like your toy gun.
Yeah, little
but
toy
they also
gun.
have handles ladies can get, like pink handles like this. So this must have been a lady's gun.
Yeah, it must have been a lady's gun. Maybe
it
it
was
must
a toy.
have been. Yeah.
Pink handle.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Winchester here says when you guys get on a break and you drop your Facebook and YouTube links.
Oh, certainly.
In the chat.
I will definitely do that. The Facebook and YouTube links. Matter of fact, I'll also give you the links of where you can get the audiobook CDs as well during the break, which will probably be in a few minutes. It's 8:55 a.m. right now, and we'll be going in on break in a few minutes.
So is this a picture?
Yes, that's the little boy, Timorje. He was 3 years old, and he picked up this gun, this revolver. That's next to his picture. Has a gold pink handle, which I guess you can get at some gun stores. I guess for decorative for women who like to shoot. And it's a.
Is that a real gun?
Yeah, that's a real gun. It's a real gun. It's just some decor just to decorate, for women who like to shoot. Probably could get it, if not at gun stores, probably at gun ranges or something like that, where people, work on their marksmanship.
That looks like a toy, dude.
Oh yeah, it does look like a toy. And the thing is, I mean, to a 3-year-old, yeah, of course, it's gonna look like a gun too, because you don't see, pink guns or guns with pink handles. I mean, it's just a tragedy, no matter
So
where you look
anyway, he
at it.
picked up this gun and what? Shot himself?
Yeah, thought it was like a little, thought it was a real, a toy, but
Wow.
unfortunately it wasn't. Oh, the Bean says, I thought homicide was being shot by someone else and accidental shooting was what this would be. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it might be a accident. Probably be an accidental shooting.
Yeah, it was built with a laser on the grip, so that was
Yeah.
interesting to the kid. I mean, what was the gun doing around the kid? That's the other question.
Yeah,
Why is that gun put up?
I don't know. Basically, just getting into the story, says Jonathan Bragg of the Greenville Police Department said that officers found the boy had been shot when they arrived at the scene. No one in custody, but the investigation is ongoing. Police have not officially said who fired the weapon. It says that if you have guns, if you own guns, mostly we prefer them to have them in a locked box and at least keep them out of the reach of children. And it says, basically, it says Jack Logan, a local activist who founded the group, put down the guns young people handed out gun locks at a Burger King just down the street from where the young boy lost his life. He says, I didn't want to see parents having guns laying around when a child could find it and get his or her hands on it. And Timorje is survived by his parents, Jerome Christopher Smith, and Tia Jacques Miller, and his sister Talia Christon Smith. The funeral services are scheduled for today at 3 p.m. at the Golden View Baptist Church in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, which is a really sad tragedy to go on in South Carolina, or any state for that matter.
Or any place.
Yeah. He was found, the boy was in the bedroom, and his grandparents were in the living room when the gun went off, according to the story.
So it was that the grandparents' gun?
I'm guessing either the grandparents or the mother. Yeah.
Well, no, he was staying with the grandparents. The parents were out.
Yeah.
It was the grandparents.
Right. But the gun, did it belong to the old woman?
They didn't say who it belonged to. But they said, one thing that was odd, they said they were going to face homicide charges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there was a homicide, but nobody was charged. What are you going to do, charge the gun?
Wow.
That's true.
Because the gun got up, shot the kid in the head all by itself.
Yeah.
Nobody pulled
And
the
it's going to
trigger.
serve time. And it's for some reason. Yeah.
You know, guns don't kill, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. We know the story, but it's
We're going to break.
it's just bad. It's 8:59 right now. We're less than a minute away from 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
We're
let's
going to
go
start
break.
playing local music.
We're going to play local music.
This coming up is a local musician called Matt Moncrief.
Okay.
Very well known in the area.
So you guys are going to get to hear some new
Some new music from local
downtown
bands.
local band, downtown Macon. This is pure Macon.
But it's new for them.
Yes. Anyway, you're watching the Morning Roast, 9 o'clock a.m., getting into our second hour. We'll be right back.
Stone cold and not so old doesn't have to stop right here. Ashen lands to see that Zed's root itself in fear. Too much known and she's outgrown the skin, and when she lives, she gives the trust before the dust clears to show her who he is. Raise up your head to the sky, the clouds are drawing near, and the rain, it feels so dry, can't quench yourself right here. Life weighs more than water, but it slips right through your fingers. The journey seems much harder, it's your spirit that will linger. got something deep inside that the walls of this town just can't hide. A fire burning in his mind of all of those who failed but tried it. And this passion just won't go as firmly locked onto his soul. And with the yearning behind his face, pray he won't end up in this place. Raise up your head to the sky, the clouds are drowning near, and the rain it feels so dry, can't quench yourself right here. Life weighs more than water, but it slips right through your fingers. For your journey seems much harder, it's your spirit that will linger. Yeah. I'd like to see just where your heart will lead. Oh, one more try, pick up your peace and wave goodbye. No, 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 yeah. Raise up your head to the sky, the clouds are drawing near, and the rain it feels so dry, can't quench yourself right here. Life weighs more than water, but it slips right through your fingers. The journey seems much harder, it's your spirit that will raise up your head to the sky. The clouds are drawing near, and the rain it feels so dry, can't quench yourself right here. Life weighs more than water, but it slips right through your fingers. The journey seems much harder, it's a spirit that will linger. Somebody's rubbing on my brain. Lazy mosquitoes leave us down the rain. Check out that takeout where it sits so nice. To the middle of your Tootsie Roll Popeye, lick it twice, yeah. Take me down to the river so I can wash my words. Your body quivers when around your curves. Let go and get low in that way that I like. Like a soldier in the shadows, I'll take your fort at night, yeah. Oh, God. That's it. Yeah. Temptation racing down to my fingertips. Inflation facing at your tasty hips. I'll take you home if you just beg me, please. From the middle of your backbone straight down to weaken your knees, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right, we're back.
Yes, we're back from the Nut House.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. I know that Gamey Girl did.
Yes.
That's our local band. One of our local bands. What's the name of that band, Ed?
That's Matt Moncrief. He teaches guitar locally and been in the area, known him for years since I've been doing my entertainment business, and he works with a lot of different bands, playing with Booty Hill.
And it's the type of music we're going to be doing from now on, right, Ed?
Well, I got all kinds of local. I got rap and stuff like
Okay.
that too. The local musicians, and he's in a band. He's got a local band also, but he plays with other bands. And his local band is named the Scoop Grass, and you can probably find them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Scoop Grass.
wow.
All right, that was
Okay.
good. Thank you, Ed.
And he's got a story to go into.
Oh yes, this is a story. There was one of the stories that we ran out of time for yesterday. The story was this woman who was convicted, and she had to go to court. And I guess in her words, to paraphrase Run DMC, she talked too much and didn't know when to shut up.
I was like gonna be.
Yes, this is a really short video. Well, as you pretty much get in a nutshell, this woman's got caught, and she was basically running off at the mouth. She had diarrhea of the mouth in front of the judge.
Yep.
And the judge didn't like it, and he raised her bail from $5,000 bond to a $10,000 bond. And after she did that, she basically cursed the judge out and flipped him the middle finger.
And he did what again? Then
And
he
she
gave
told her to come
another
back. Yeah, gave her
amount of
30.
money.
Yeah, gave her 30 days in the county jail.
Right.
30 days.
Wow. All she had to do was shut up.
Yes.
Keep your mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. That's all she had to do.
Wow. She flew him the bird. Yep.
She sure did.
She thought she was a little bimbo. Looks like we get her out.
I'd say bravo to the judge. Oh,
I agree.
Thanks, Bean. Thank you very much, Bean. Wow.
Anyway, that's a stupid kid. She was probably on meth. Somebody mentioned meth.
Oh, yeah. I think she might have been either on meth or something.
She looked
somewhere.
high.
Oh, yeah, she was definitely high. Oh, CD Mom says something. Derek, I'm curious. Are you wearing an upside down flag on your head? I don't care. Just curious. Well, it's not a flag. It's just basically it's just an old hat that I used to wear when I was working at the Fox station back when I was working there about a couple of years back, 2.5 years.
It's his lucky hat.
Yeah, it's just the logo of the TV show Bones. The forensic show that they have on Fox. I guess is trying to get on the CSI bandwagon. So that's what it is. It's not really a flag. It's just the sign that says the title Bones on it, like the TV show. But anyway, it's 9:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Macon, Georgia.
I showed her what it looks like.
Oh,
Want me to
okay.
bring up?
It looks like a flag,
Yeah, I guess from a distance it would look like a flag. Yeah, it would look like a flag. But it's 46 degrees right now. Macon, Georgia is partly cloudy right now. It's a high of 65 and a low of 34 degrees.
What the
There
hell?
we go.
Thank you very much, Ed. Thank you.
Scaring me.
Thank you.
Well,
In case nobody didn't know, we had some serious showers to hold yesterday.
and the north they may get some blizzards. I'm a little concerned about that. It's supposed to be a super blizzard.
Yeah,
They can't figure out where the winds are going. They can't figure out if it's going to converge, and
true.
it's pretty volatile. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I pray to God for anybody that's out there that's still struggling with not having a house, that they have a place to go. It's going to
Yeah.
be scary. I mean, you're talking about 20 inches in some areas.
20 inches. Like
That ant?
No, that's not it.
Okay.
Some telemarketer. Anyway.
Anyway,
Some telemarketer.
I want to bring up the Scott story,
Oh yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
don't mind,
Yeah, go on ahead.
and just tell me what you think about this. It said, before memories begin fading on a funny, feisty, combative mayor of New York, America will do well to pause one last time and remember the greatest achievement of the late Ed Koch, his extraordinary multi-billion-dollar program of building low-cost, affordable housing.
Wow.
That's why he was well loved in the city, because he rebuilt a lot of the low-income area, as opposed to Giuliani, who focused more on downtown and Disney and all that shit.
Yeah.
Koch basically built up the inner city.
Right.
I remember that. And
really
it's
good.
easy to lose perspective on the legacy of this larger-than-life character as host of New York's only nightly political show. I got to sit and talk with Ed and so on and so on. In 1977, the year Koch was elected, New York had been devastated by waves of arson, abandonment, economic decline, leaving entire neighborhoods strewn in rubble and vacant shells where apartments once stood. A front-page story in the New York Times captured the scene when Jimmy Carter made a dramatic, unannounced trip to Charlotte Street in the South Bronx to see block after block of burnt-out, abandoned buildings strewn, lots open, fire hydrants, so on. Koch, who was elected a month after Carter's sobering visit, scrambled to organize a response to the blight, but encountered a roadblock for a few years when the Reagan administration effectively ended federal support for low-income housing, replacing a long-standing program with renters' vouchers for the poor. He was doing stuff then that would be almost impossible right now to do.
That was like, what, 35 years ago?
About
right?
35 years ago. And the thing was that what he did was he rezoned a lot of areas so that it would get the funding kind of lined up. It didn't mean that he had the money for it, but he did that. And then when the money did come around, that place was being built left and right. Houses were being built, like on Harley Street, in some areas that nobody's, it's kind of like here in Macon. See, this is the stuff I want to talk about on a personal level with this mayor here in Macon, Georgia.
Right.
Koch was able to do so much with so little, and yet somehow this mayor can't take a city 1% as large as New York and do anything with it.
I know it's almost like they just become political amputees in a way. Just they have no hand. Let me help you, and then just.
What do you mean political amputees? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like when people live a helping hand.
Yeah.
Like a helping hand, and like basically it's acting like kind of like an amputee, have no hands, no arms, no legs to help. That, like that. I mean, the local government is kind of like basically a political amputee. They have no arms and legs to help or help itself.
Well, I mean, look, this mayor, like I said, this mayor Koch was able to move a city during a time when there was no money available. Reagan had just come into office, cut all the funding for the city, but yet he was still able to rebuild that city. Not from the ground up, despite of. And that's what I'm talking about. Everybody's talking about how Macon needs funding and all that. Well, if Koch could do it with a city that's 25 times, if not more, bigger than Macon, Georgia, why can't they do it here?
Yeah, you got a point. You got a really big point on that.
Morning, Donnie Curry is here.
Yes. Sabuki's here. It says, city I got 3 months for contempt, but was fighting in court. Oh, jeez. And City Bone was like saying, most people don't know what contempt of court is. So, yeah, that's basically what she got in the contempt of court. If she would just kept her mouth shut and didn't act all cute and prissy and stuff, I got a lot of money. How much will you enjoy it? Rick Ross money. I guess it's talking about she's rich like Rick Ross. It's like, they need a number. I guess they need an estimate, ballpark estimate. They don't need like celebrity estimate. They need a number, a numerical. But I guess she was too high to even figure that out. But I was just reading what Sabuki said. She would not be seen by a British judge in that state. A British judge in that state. Yeah, because I think I've read about some of them judges in Britain. Man, they give you lunch. They give you time like it's lunch. Or something like that. Gee, City Bum says most people don't know what contempt of court is. LOL. She could have gotten 6 months for that. Yeah.
Yes, you're right, City Bum. He did a fantastic job.
Uh-huh.
And that place used to be a shithole. You're absolutely right. he brought in. It's weird. He had a building come in. This building, when it was a Disney, where the old Disney store used to be, City Bum. And then they have this building built. Only like 2 years later, they tear the whole building down and they rebuild. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know why they did that.
Right.
But yeah, it was a complete transformation. And they even moved an old theater. Remember City Bum? They moved it like 200 yards down, and where the who was it? Abbott and Costello and all those people used to perform.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, all those peep shows did move out to Brooklyn and Queens. That's true. Yeah, they lost all of the peep show place.
Wow, that's something to think about.
That was Giuliani.
Okay, Giuliani.
Giuliani.
Okay. Wow,
So-
talking about a cold shoulder. But speaking of cold shoulders, I do have this one story that's.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. This is Putin, or what Putin is involved in this.
Yes, Putin is involved in this. In case you know, a year from this month, a year from now, the Winter Olympics are going to be starting up.
Right.
The 2014 Winter Olympics is going to be in Sochi, Russia. And here's a really big story about something going on in Sochi, Russia, about these Winter Olympic Games. It says the most surprising aspect about these problems besetting it is not that they will be the most expensive ever staged, but why? So Sochi, Russia will hold the chilliest season showpiece 12 months from now, what Russian President Vladimir Putin has described as, quote-unquote, an extravaganza beyond compare. Yet, as anti-corruption and human rights groups train their eyes ever more keenly on the event and its increasing glut of negative publicity, even a politician as skilled in bluster as Putin can only hope to quell the growing level of discontent. More than $50 billion will be spent on hosting the 17-day multi-sport competition, dwarfing the spending on London's 2012 Summer Olympic Games, which was $14.4 billion. Wow. Even outstripping the lavish, no-expense spared $40 billion celebrations of Beijing, China 4 years earlier, the 2008 Summer Olympic Games in Beijing, China. The Sochi tally is likely to exceed its original budget by a factor of 5 as reports of mass levels of corruption and misappropriation of funds threaten to create a picture ugly enough to generate exactly the kind of international attention the proud Putin fears. It says, given that the Winter Games are generally smaller of a scale and cost than the Summer Olympic Games, kind of strange, how has a host city and its government managed to burn through a figure large enough to make even the most loaded oligarch choke on his own borscht? Exorbitant spending on public infrastructure always helps, and the $8.6 billion, yes, billion with a B, splurged on less than 30 miles of road linking Sochi, where quote-unquote city events such as hockey, speed skating, and figure skating will be held. And the Mountain Sports Center of Krasnaya Polania has been touted as a gold medal worthy highlight of fiscal ineptitude. Wow. He says even if caviar had been used instead of concrete, it may still smell less fishy than some of the other dealings around these games. So little gets done in brave new Russia without the right palms being greased with the right amount of rubles in the impending arrival of Olympic five-ring circus seems to have set the avarice into overdrive. Wow. Incredible. And then for a comparison, the Vancouver Games just held 3 years ago. I mean, it just seems like $50 billion is like huge, even for anything. I mean, I think maybe the Super Bowl probably here was probably up there in cost, closer to that.
Okay, we're gonna pause for a minute our show, and why don't you put that up on the camera, Ed?
I guess
I'll tell you. Wait a minute. I can't tell you. Okay, it's the Donnie Curry show. Okay, Donnie Curry's talking some bullshit about his mother and grandmother knew, and so let's take a break and do Donnie's show.
Okay.
Welcome, Donnie. You're the host.
He says, "Hey, Irving."
Tell us more about yourself.
It says, "Hey, Irving, my grandmother danced for the Ziegfeld Follies there in New Orleans Wells when he was an usher and danced with Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, and Donald O'Connor at the Music City Music Hall and many other Broadway people.
Yeah.
She also knew Josephine Baker when she danced a short time with the Ziegfeld
Thank you,
Follies." He says,
Do me
man,
a
I
favor,
relate to
Donnie. Go fuck yourself.
I'm
trying to help you get your show. And a New York Yankee fan for life. I'm your fan for life. How's that? Thank you.
Wow. Fisher Gamer says,
Anyway.
"I always wanted to visit Russia. I have no idea why. I just always wanted to go." It says the stars of those days had talent. DZ. And Sabuki says, "If you're drunk or under the influence of anything, you will get locked up till you're sober or straight until the judge will see you." Wow. Oh, I guess we're referring to back to the jail girl who didn't know how to keep her mouth shut. But anyway, as I was saying, with the Sochi Winter Olympics, it's like it's just totally inflated with the budget that they have of $50 billion.
Yeah.
And it says, for comparison, it originally had initial $10 billion, and then it just
And it's not like that whole Olympic shit it makes a lot of money, does it?
Well, yeah, I mean, all Olympic games usually tend to make a lot of money.
Well, I'm talking about the winter.
Well, yeah, Winter Olympics, yeah, it doesn't make
They're about what, half of the regular one, or
probably so. I think not that many people get involved in the Winter Olympic Games, especially like tropical countries. Not that many tropical countries like Latin America or the African countries, because it's hot. I mean, how can you train for something that they don't have the temperature for? You don't have no downhill skiing in in Mexico or anything like that because it's too hot.
Well, yeah, they got to be in cold places.
Yeah,
obviously, but
I mean, like usually the European countries and Russia and the United States, the places where they have a lot of cold weather, they tend to thrive on that. That's where they're more likely to participate in that. Compared to the Summer Olympic Games. And the initial $10 billion budget that they have for the Winter Olympic Games here in Sochi, Russia, they went like 5 times over. When you compare the Vancouver Games just 3 years ago, back in 2010 in Vancouver, Canada, it was 7 to 8 billion. So how in the world you go like 7 to 10 times over your budget of Winter Olympics?
Speaking of that, they went 7 or 12 times over here in the budget for that. Making promise saying that it's all heating up right now.
Oh yeah.
But
it didn't even. I mean, could you imagine oh my goodness! See, that's why I'm really ticked off about the Atlanta Olympic Games. Could you imagine if Megan had just a bucket of $7 to $8 billion, or even just $1 billion? You know how you could just clean up this whole freaking city? It would have. Just that amount could.
I don't mean to interrupt, but something's happening here. Donnie left.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
You hurt his feelings earlier.
I hurt his feeling. Oh Lord. I understand he was trying to relate, but he was bringing up subjects we were nowhere near. About being his grandmother danced at the Follies and ushered, and he was just putting stuff on there. And I thought it was, whatever. I was trying to ignore it. But I thought it was an opportune time since, sometimes he just wants to bring up something to have nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well, yeah,
He starts like this whole dialogue between the chatters and himself. I don't mind him doing that. But part of our show is that we interact chatters. I mean, that's the important part of the show. I try to include you guys.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong.
I'm
wrong
so
with
mean.
This.
Everybody's saying I'm so mean. Look, I thought it was funny. Okay? I thought it was funny.
Right.
So, whatever. Can't handle it. Some people can't handle the show.
Yeah.
And if you can't handle the show, not that I want you to go, but maybe just handle it.
Well, yeah, I guess what I was saying, like, basically have something that has to do, if you could say something that's pertaining to the show itself, what we're talking about, or even something previously. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with talking about the Ziegfeld Follies, but what does the Ziegfeld Follies have to do with the Sochi Winter Olympic Games?
Right. And that's the point. He's like out there, and then he wants me to respond. Without a responding, he keeps like coming at me. And I'm like, I'm not going to respond to you now when we're talking about, I mean, we could be talking about outer space, and he starts talking about the Ziegfeld Follies. And I want to do a trivia question. And I want to do this, and he wants to, in some weird way, there we go. There we go. You're back. I'm glad you're back, Donnie. I'm glad you're back, because you shouldn't.
Saying he can handle it just when you pick on him.
Well,
he's not picking on you personally. He does it to all of us.
He does it to me. Not only that, Donnie, honestly, I do love you being on here. I swear to God, I do. Actually, you could be somewhat a butt of a joke in my joke. And if you want to do that to me, you could do that as well. I mean, you do. Actually, you cursed me out. You said, fuck you. I mean, you. Yeah. So that's how we talk to each other. Whatever. I was talking about New York.
Okay, New York. Oh yeah, with Ed Koch.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about New York. What? Half an hour ago? 20 minutes ago?
20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes ago. And then we were actually going back. We were talking about Ed Koch, and we went back to the Winter Olympics, and we went to, Ed Koch and stuff. But I was just saying, it's kind of really sad, because Macon had a great opportunity to make a whole lot of money. I mean, a whole lot.
Right, during the
Olympic Games back in '96.
But
Atlanta
Donnie, I'm glad you're back.
But, I mean, could you imagine what happened if Macon had close to $1 billion, or even just half of that? Maybe just say 10% of that $1 billion. Just that $100 million. $100 million.
Warm bagels.
Oh yeah. I think
City Bum. Warm
bagels. We didn't do the video. I think we told.
Do you know the difference between the bagels like here or anywhere else in the country in New York bagels? Do you know City Bum just talked about bagels really quickly? Do you know what the difference is? In New York, they boil the dough before they bake the dough. That's what makes them special.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, Ed has a video of a story that we previously mentioned, but we just never had the video for it. But we have the video for it now about the woman with the poison hoo-ha. Anyway.
Derek blushes when he has to talk about this subject. Poison coochie.
Yeah, poison coochie, yes.
Go
ahead and roll it.
Hello and welcome to In the News, brought to you with raw and uncut commentary by none other than your host, Mr. Tommy Sotomayor.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to TNN News, the Raw Edition. Oh, we're on a roll tonight. We got some crazy news. So much stuff has been sent to me. I'm not able to get to it all, but I promise you guys, I'm going to try. And this is one of the probably silliest things I've read. Somebody sent me this email, an email, and their name is Trammell Lowry, Tramell, Lowry, Lowry. And Trammell sent me this, or Trammell, might be Trammell, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Make sure you comment on the comment section, just in case I'm saying it wrong. Trammell or Trammell, I'm going to say Trammell, sounds better, sent me this email, and it was about a story of a woman who tried to poison her husband and kill him by putting poison in her pussy. Now, I like to eat pussy. I'm not going to lie. I like to eat pussy. But I'm like, dude, if it smells funny, I'm not eating that motherfucker. But Ladies, don't y'all be getting no damn ideas and putting no motherfucking shit up in your pussy. It could get a nigga. Ooh, it could get me. Fuck me up. No, man, because I just go, double up. Anyway, those who watched the show last night, you'll get that joke. If you didn't, you won't get it. It says that this beautiful Brazilian woman was upset with her husband. And what she did was she put a poison. And it was enough poison that was in her cooch to kill 2 men. She put it up in her cooch and lured her husband to come to bed to eat it. But it says when he got ready to eat it, he smelled something that smelled so bad. He decided to take her to the hospital. Now she was like, no. She fought him the whole way, and he was like, no, it don't smell right. It's a good husband, because me, I'd have just been like, I don't want it, but I'd just assume some shit was wrong with her, which is what's wrong with us. We don't get the shit checked out. We need to get the shit checked out. I be thinking, I don't know no better. You can't ask no black woman to go to the hospital. It's been a fight. Well, the husband brought her to the hospital, and they found the substance inside her pussy. When they found the substance inside her pussy, they arrested her. Now, here's what I don't understand, young lady. I'm assuming there's a lot of liquid and stuff down there, and the walls of a vagina are very thin, which is why they say that it's easier for a man to pass HIV to a woman than it is the other way around. Wouldn't it seem like whatever you put in your cooch might go into your bloodstream and kill you, miss? I don't throw that out there, and I'm not the smartest damn person in the class. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. But I would have assumed that as soon as you put it in there, I guess you would have wanted this nigga to eat it pretty quick, because you've been fucked around and died. You know, you get that thing, they put that damn, what is that tampon up in and get that TSS, toxic shock syndrome. You fuck around and get something else. Dead. Trying to kill a nigga. Why are these women so damn spiteful? Women are wrong. I talked about it last night. White women and shit like that, they are nuts. They'll kill you, and the mixed chicks got that white in them. They'll do the same crap. But dadgummit, she don't put that stuff in her pussy, knowing a nigga like me like to eat pussy. I just eat it. That's a horrible way to go out. Or is it? No, it's a horrible way to go out. Or is it? Don't y'all do that crap. Don't bring that shit up to America. You're putting shit in your pussy and shit. You know, that's a messed up way for a nigga to die. All foaming at the mouth and shit. And then you gotta tell everybody it's in the newspaper, man eats pussy and dies. I don't want that on my epitaph. Anyway, Tremel, I know why you sent this story, because you thinking about doing it. Tremel must be a woman. You just want to float that shit out there to see who's going to respond to it. You out of line, Tremel. But this is a funny story right up there with the white woman making fun of the damn black woman who interrupted her. If you didn't see that, see it. Hey, guys, make sure you go to SotomayorTV.com. That's where everything is at, so you don't have to worry about trying to find the channels. They're all there. You get all of the shit. You ain't got to worry about YouTube deleting it either. It's all there. SotomayorTV.com. This is In the News, TNN Raw. I'm out. Fucking believable. 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 Fucking believable.
Yep, that was a video from Tommy Sotomayor from Your World, My Views. He has a show. It's actually his show was on last night. If you ever caught it, it was on from 8 p.m. to almost 3 a.m. last night. If you ever catch it on live stream or on Blog Talk Radio.
No, I don't think that was funny. He's not funny, is he?
Well, in this case, it wasn't that funny.
What was
because it was safe. Because he was talking about, hey, don't get any ideas about doing that because you probably might end up killing yourself, putting toxins in there. But yeah, I didn't. I thought it was like the regular news thing, but anyway.
The Bean says he was too raw for me today.
Too raw. Oh, okay.
My brother, what ghetto? Okay.
It's what?
LW Venture said, was that funny?
The Bean says skull and crossbones for JJ. Poisonous for JJ, I guess.
Well, I didn't screen the video, folks. I didn't know what was coming.
Goodness.
But I like that guy to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I'm not a
okay.
big fan of his myself.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Derek is.
It's the.
I think that's where you get some of your radical thinking.
Possible. I mean,
Whatever.
he's an acquired taste, but But then again, if you were going through the stuff that he was, going through with his show, you probably would be radical as hell too. I mean, some people didn't like the stuff that he talks about. I mean, well, he has some he's a licensed therapist, and also, not to mention, he's worked in WSB Radio with the likes of Neil Boortz and Rush Limbaugh. So he does have a conservative slant to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Probably not hardcore as a Rush Limbaugh or Neil Boortz or Sean Hannity, but he does kind of lean more conservative than most black people.
Yes, Edward, he is very
Steve
educated.
just gave a quote from Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, Derek is very educated. He went to college. He did that.
Read the quote.
City Bum says, quote from Samuel Jackson in True Romance. I eat the pussy, I eat the butt. I eat the whole damn thing.
Is that what he said? Oh, man.
Whatever
I
that
can't
means.
remember that.
He was in True Romance. I don't remember him in that movie, though. I mean, I've seen the movie, but it must have been a very, very, very long time. Three Bears says, Irving looking for approval from Derek, seeing if he's funny. This is Edward Mama says, Derek is very educated and he can make you laugh. Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, yeah. I'm not saying. I mean, I don't agree with some things. I agree with him. Some things I don't agree about. I mean, because we can go.
Oh, guess who's
Jeez.
here, folks?
Wow! Look what the cat dragged in,
Lock the door.
or bummed a ride. through.
Speaking of someone who's not very funny, and instead of coming in here, he's bouncing around our window.
Yeah, he must got some Red Bull in him or something. I don't know.
No, get your ass in here. You're late again.
How you doing?
No! You fuck up
You
the
gonna
camera.
mess with the camera?
Ass.
What are we doing?
Well, we just had some
Hello.
stories.
Slick move, X-Lax.
It looks good.
We had some good stories. We talked about the 3-year-old Tyler who was shot by a pistol that was left in his parents' parents' house. They had a green, a pink
Pink
gun
handle. I saw that.
Yeah, and the little boy thought it was a toy gun, but
Right.
unfortunately it wasn't.
Righto.
But nobody was been convicted, even though they labeled the murder as a homicide. So
Right.
go figure.
Well,
So
I got
what?
in a
So
lot
what
of
is my
other things.
Navajo pimp friend over there?
Yeah,
He
you
looks
gave
like a
me this.
damn Navajo
You gave me
pimp.
this,
I know,
man.
but I like it.
yes.
Anyway,
welcome,
Good morning,
buddy.
guys. Donnie Curry in the house. Saibuki, City Bums. They're all going, oh, hell, that loudmouth showed up.
Yeah, no, they've been asking for you.
Yes.
I guess we haven't been doing such a good job at entertaining.
No, what the hell? You got 24 viewers. You're doing
Yeah,
great.
we were featured.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
By the way, recently we were talking about the Sochi Winter Olympics that's going to be coming up a year from this month in Sochi, Russia, the 2014 Winter Olympic Games, and they're talking about how the budget they've gone over budget is costing $50 billion, and Vladimir Putin is probably
Russia's broke, right?
Well,
Well, yeah. Aside from the fact,
well, we talked about Ed Koch doing a lot with a little during a time when Ronald Reagan cut back the funding on rebuilding housing, but he still was able to find funding and rebuild a lot of the areas in the Bronx and in Brooklyn.
Wow, you guys got serious. When I
Yeah.
disappear, they just hit the real topics. I come here and I just bring it down to like a 5th grade level.
yeah.
Yeah, baby.
We also talked about, did you tell him about the little boy with the gun that looked
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
a
we talked
toy?
about that. We also talked about what you missed, by the way. It was like the flipping, since it is flipping Friday.
That's right.
We talked about the girl that was in jail, that was in court with the judge in Miami because he was a Cuban judge. I guess she was making fun of it,
She was
actually
joking and laughing.
joking,
Yeah.
and he, instead of getting $5,000 bail bond, he jacked it up to $10,000. She was so ticked off that she flipped him the bird because and he got upset, and because she cussed him out and flipped him out, she had to spend 30 days in jail.
Right.
30 extra days.
Right.
We had a video with the young girl disrespecting the judge and him giving her.
So what do you think of that, Irvin? Did you think that
she
was
was
right?
high.
But do you think he was right to do that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, because my point is this: when you go to these judges, technically, aren't they supposed to strictly judge by the law, right? They need to. They technically need to throw all their own feelings out the window. They need to just basically become a robot of the system, right? It's kind of the way I look at judges.
Mm-hmm.
So really, no matter how pissed off someone makes them about something, if it doesn't break a law, do they really have a right to do that? To put like an extra amount of punishment to somebody just because their personal feelings
Good
were
question.
hurt?
I hear.
Okay.
The People's Court. I love Judge Millian.
But we know that's,
Okay, well,
that's entertainment.
Okay,
So-
no.
Yeah.
Let me finish my point. She's still a judge.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But anyway, there was a show where there was a young lawyer attorney goes in and starts to challenge her. You know, like, well, you're wrong, judge. And she just slammed down her hand and said, look, you know, you're never going to make it as a lawyer if you have, first of all, that kind of attitude.
Right.
Secondly, you have to respect the process.
Right.
You have to respect the process.
Right.
What these judges are supposed to do is
Ed got his tongue
enforce
pierced.
that process.
Yeah.
The process of
You got your
you
tongue
shut
pierced.
up,
Uh-huh.
I'm addressing you now.
That's right.
It doesn't matter
Right.
what
Respect,
you think.
Respect the court. is
You
what
have to
want.
respect the process, the American
Right.
process, judicial system.
Right.
And these judges are the caretakers of that. So what this judge was really doing is sending a signal to this girl. Like, you're going to respect this process because basically I have the authority over this process.
But
That's why he was able to give her a fine, double her
Right.
fine.
but she can respect the process, but not respect the person. Correct? Because the judge
Well,
is a separate
the process,
person.
The judge is the process.
No, well, he represents the process.
Right.
The
Well-
judge can go home and be anybody regular old person he is at home.
Get a DUI.
Get a DUI. See, my point is this. My point is this. I could go outside, you could go outside, and we can shoot birds at anybody we want. We can shoot a bird at the policeman. We can shoot a bird at a judge. Right. We can shoot a bird at anybody we want to. And technically, they can't do anything about it other than possibly getting in a fight
No,
with us. Right?
actually, Saibuki says courts have rules of conduct, and if those rules are broken, then you get the punishment as listed.
I agree with that, Saibuki. That's what Irvin was saying. I know
He
that
says, and
there's
I
a
believe
process.
contempt is up to the judge's discretion.
Right. I agree with that too. But say this girl did this outside of the courtroom. Say we were not in the courtroom and we were on the sidewalk outside the courtroom, and this girl went up to the judge and went, "Here you go, mister." He legally had nothing he could do about it, right?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Because he doesn't have his gavel. And all
Well, exactly. That's my point. So my thing is, this is where, and I'm stirring it up. I know that, but the reason,
Yeah, well, the
reason
question
why I'm
is,
saying
did you
this
see
is,
the video?
yeah, well, I remember Derek played a little bit of it yesterday. We didn't talk about it yesterday, but he started playing some of it
Okay.
right here on mute during the show yesterday. I saw some of what he was playing yesterday. But my thing was this, because she was all giddy, like you said, she looked stoned. She looked like she was on something.
Yeah, it
But-
looked like meth.
Yeah, she was on something. But my point is this, is if it's legal, and this goes back to freedom of speech and expression, if it's legal to say whatever you kind of want to somebody, even if it's the wrong thing to do, or even if it might get your ass kicked, it's still legal for you to go outside and go up to a cop and go, "You're an asshole." Technically, it's legal to do that, right?
No, I don't
Right?
know.
Well,
I
yeah,
doubt
right?
it.
Now they can try to put a trumped up charge on you and say that you did something illegal in order to have a right to bring you in.
Yeah.
Like they can go, "Oh, you're disturbing the peace." But technically, if you went up
If
to an
you went up to a
officer
cop and you say you're an asshole, the cop's going to stop you, question you and probably arrest you for something.
But what? Yeah, exactly. But that's my
Okay.
point, and that shows the fucked up mentality that this government has about those things, and that's why people, I think, have to stand up more to this sort of thing. Because if you're following a base
Stand
law,
up for somebody walking up to a cop and calling him an asshole for no reason.
if it's deserved,
That's not something I teach to stand up for.
it is if it's warranted. I wouldn't take a minute to do that to Officer Sutton. If I saw Officer Sutton out in public, I would go up to him, and I swear to God, he better hope I don't see him if he gets off. I will go up to him and I will call him an asshole in his face, and I guarantee that because I know darn right that he is that. And he technically can't do anything about it. I mean, if I do it, of course, in a belligerent manner, he can get
All
me
right,
first.
take a breather.
Okay.
Bean 52. He was within his legal due process of the law. She was in contemptuous manner. Her actions are disrespect is contempt. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I agree. In the courtroom, I know that. Sabuki said
that's
that
what
already.
I'm talking
I know
about.
that.
The courtroom.
But don't you think the guy also just let a little bit of his own ego get in the way?
Well, yeah, he was
got
upset.
mad. He got mad because this girl was making him look like a dummy in his courtroom,
and
she
making
really
fun of his accent.
Yeah, and she really didn't do anything wrong because
She was breaking the law, dude.
No, she wasn't. That's
contempt of court.
Well, the contempt
outburst.
part.
There's all sorts of rules.
That's not an outburst.
It's not a freaking zoo.
No, it's not an outburst. She has a right to talk back, right? If she's up there to defend herself, she had. If she said it out of nowhere without any.
That's
consent.
what she was doing,
Well, I
dude.
didn't see the complete video, but my thing is, if he's dressing her in front, and I've been to plenty of judges on minor stuff. I'm always fighting traffic incidences. You know that. I'm always fighting safety belts. I'm always fighting. I got to go to court for that one.
Yeah, just because you
and I go
fight
up
the
there,
process.
But listen,
that
I'm
is-
not disrespectful for the judge. But I sit there and
know
talk.
about that.
I sit there and talk to the judge in a manner to where he's my equal. I don't holler at him, but I say, look, I basically come at him like I'm defending myself, and I have just as much a right to defend myself as you have a right to.
Not in that
defend your-
courtroom.
I do. That's what it's for.
That's what you think you do.
What is the laws of courtrooms, Irvin? To be judged by your peers.
Right.
Correct.
And he's your peer, right?
Peer,
And
but
he's-
what's a peer mean?
And the fact of
What's
the
a peer
matter,
mean?
look,
A peer
it's
is your
still
equal.
It's still a courtroom.
Right.
But
It's
when
still a
they
courtroom,
when
dude.
they talk
The
about
fact
a peer,
that
they're
you
not
want
talking
to
about a judge, they're
justify
talking
that
about a
is
jury.
ridiculous.
I know, but my point is
You're just pulling points out of outer space. I think it's stupid for you to think that and you're going to defend this girl who's flipping the judge, going off on the judge. The judge is letting her go. She continues to antagonize the judge, and you're going to sit here and say, oh, she has a right to do that.
She does have a
no,
right.
No, she freaking
She does.
doesn't.
Well, she did
That's
it.
the point.
She did it.
This America
She did
has
it.
laws, baby. And you're going to go just
but
live
the laws,
that is anarchy.
Irvin, the laws.
That is anarchy.
No, but the laws are getting so ridiculous. They're getting so out of control. I mean, they're trying to make it mandatory to get your dog spayed and neutered. They're trying to make it mandatory to wear a seatbelt. Don't you realize that these laws are really just getting beyond?
Because people are getting beyond in misbehavior.
But that's not
people
bad
are getting
misbehavior.
on and disrespecting.
Edward.
People are getting on with all this shit.
Edward.
All of a sudden, we got to come up with all these rules because there
But
wouldn't
that's
be
wrong.
any
I
rules.
disagree with that. Edward, I'll answer your question. He asked me earlier, if someone came up and called me an asshole, what would I do? I would laugh it off. That's exactly what I would do. Because it wouldn't offend me.
I didn't even know that, Edward.
Because I've always said words just don't really do much to me. It just bounces off my
Eddie
skin.
said that she made fun of him for the fact that he was Cuban. That's why he had that accent. Well, it does. The trial did take place in Florida.
What did they say? What were y'all talking about the Cuban thing? What was this?
She said adios. That isn't his native tongue.
Why was he offended by that?
Why was he offended by that? Okay.
Good point. Good point. See, that's my point.
Because I
She's
believe that
stating
the
her
judge
beliefs.
felt, wait,
And what's
it's
true
not
is
what you say, it's how you say it. And the way she did it with adios and she walked away showed disrespect to the judge. But
What? So now it's illegal to be a smartass? I mean, give me a break, Irvin. So you're telling me now we have to pass laws that you can't be a smartass? Come on now. I mean, look how ridiculous this is getting.
I know it would be ridiculous if you.
Come on.
I mean, if you got fined for being a smartass, you get triple life.
I'd be under the cell.
You'd be under the jail.
I'd be buried. Right. But you know what I mean?
By the way, Donnie, good point, Donnie. Like I said, to be offended is subjective at best.
Yep. That's right. And now it comes out.
And he chose to see it as offensive.
And I know Saibuki. I mean, of course I'm not that dumb. I realize there are rules in a courtroom. I'm trying to kind of stir it up and show another side.
Yeah.
That had she been out of the courtroom, she could basically do this to him all day long. You know that? She could laugh at the guy about his accent. She could shoot him a bird. She could call him an asshole.
If he's not in her presence.
No, in her presence he could. If they were hanging out at Walmart, she could do that to him knowing he's a judge. You're damn right he can. He's only a judge in the courthouse. He's only a judge, and that's my point I brought up originally. They are there to judge a law. If the law states you can have freedom of speech, if a law states you can have a right to assemble, freedom of religion, the judge, no matter how much it pisses him off personally, he has to abide by the law that he is upholding. Right? Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know, and that's my point. I think the guy just got a little bit pissed because it made him look like an idiot.
Now, this may be a good point. Now that Donnie brought this up, I stood up to a judge when they closed my case, but she said, do you have anything else to say? Now,
yes,
that may be an invitation.
That's right.
Where she could have then did that.
Well, that's why I was asking.
And then maybe he doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Derek?
The thing is, you know,
if he invited her, like Donnie said.
Like, I agree with what Sabuki says. You can be a smart ass, but not in a courtroom. You know what you have to do. There's certain rules and certain types of conduct. I mean, when you're in a courtroom, that's the judge's house, and you're basically a guest. And
well, it's justice's house. It's supposed to be above even the judge. It's supposed to be the judge. It's the legal system's house.
Right.
Is what it is. The judge that goes,
is the caretaker.
The judge that goes in that courtroom changes. It's not the same judge all the time. It's a different judge. And that's my point. Did this judge just get mad because it hurt his little feelings that this little drunk or stoned girl started laughing at his accent? I mean, get some balls, judge. You're a freaking judge. Have some tough skin.
Well,
if she made fun of your accent, who gives a fuck?
No, City Bum says, imagine how many people will be yelling and flipping the judge off if they didn't give the judge this power.
But again, I don't say yell and be just completely wild. I didn't see the video. Was she out of control hollering at him, or was she in a nice tone in front of him going?
No, she was kind of like, she looked like she was in a daze and just playing with her hair and
she was
stuff.
on something.
Yeah.
See, I of course I don't mean go in there and start hollering. Don't stand in the back of the room and go, fuck you, Judge. Of course not. I'm not saying that. I'm more so making the point that she's in front of a judge. Donnie just brought it up, and Irvin said it. When a judge says it's your turn to speak, do you have anything to say? Had that girl, when she spoke, and she might not have done it this way, but had she done it that way, and if she went on the judge then, do you think she would have had a right to do that and not be reprimanded for it?
He would have probably cut her off.
Because if he had said, what do you want to say? And she said, well, first of all, I think your accent sounds ridiculous. Let's say she did this. And second of all, I think you're an asshole. Let's say she did that. And then third thing, she shoots him a bird. Do you think he has the right to still do then what he did by giving her a bigger bail and putting her in jail for whatever amount of
30 days.
30 days.
That's my point in it. That's my point. As a judge,
well, some lawyers are saying, even on video, some of these talking head guys,
right?
They're talking about it all over the place. They're saying that the judge overstepped his boundary.
Oh, so they do agree with me.
They're giving her the 30 days, believe it or not.
Okay, I'm not far off.
There are some.
I was bringing this up just as something to debate and talk about with everybody, but so there are people that kind of see what I'm saying. Interesting.
Yes.
Anyway, it's
9:59. Yeah, 9:59.
Wow,
Almost 10 o'clock. Says, yes, we get that, Ann, but she was blatantly disrespectful in this courtroom, not in aisle 10 at Walmart.
Good reply, Gabriel. Well, I didn't see the video completely. I saw what Derek showed me yesterday with the sound down. So, again, I didn't see how she acted. But it makes me always think this in general. I think sometimes our judges forget that, as you just said, Irvin, they're only really the custodians of the law.
Right.
They're not supposed to bring their personal feelings into it.
Right.
They're supposed to judge on the law, which is above them.
Which she broke.
Well, she might have if she hollered loudly and all
Yeah.
that. I don't think she broke it if she was just saying her opinion that he's an asshole. I mean, what, you can't call someone an asshole? I mean,
You're an asshole.
exactly.
Right.
I hear that all the time.
Unfortunately, it's not in the courtroom.
And this
But,
is another local band called the Avenue Boys here.
Oh,
that we're
yes.
doing.
Yes, we're doing.
So y'all doing locals all day?
Yeah, we're doing locals.
Cool.
It's
All
Flippin'
I'm
Friday.
not spending 12 hours splicing this shit.
That's cool.
Well, it's 10 a.m., 10 o'clock with 2 more hours down and 1 more to go. It's Flippin' Friday right here on the Morning Roast. We'll be right back.
Man, I'm so serious, just forget it. I'm something like a 3-course, you're more like a biscuit. I get diamond vicious when my palm itches. To my bad bitches, black love, black kisses. Homie, don't warn ya, stay out my focus. Don't make me have to burn ya. I'm leaving you hopeless. I'm counting my dollars. Women, they holler. I'm on the grind, getting mine, cause I want it all. I went from bad just now, I'm on that pro. Got plans for the city, now it's time to let it grow. I cook music like I'm Chef Ramsay. Let it burn up in the pot so I can send it to the streets. You're damn right, I'm the man of the hour. I had to switch lanes so niggas to gain power. The source is straight for real, I know. As a boss to get better, watch me count my dough. Can I stop cheating? But never I am that. I do it so good, I murder my own track. I work so long, I grind so hard. 10 years in the game, I'm gonna restore. Talk down, men, so even know the shade. You best read my lips, I'm here all the way. Like I don't care who knows it. I'm the man on the street, you better hold. I got you. What you see is what you get. If you don't see that, homie, you don't get shit. Ain't nothing the bag of bitches get pussy and cash for my beautiful girl. Prodigy honest and probably gon' give me the world. Yeah, pistol in my lap, in 1/3 wide shotgun. With a shotgun, pop run, he gon' drop one. Fuck the world, I ain't even got a conscience. You be weak, man, no nigga, that's nonsense. Hope for the best, look for the worst, yo, that's some bullshit. I'm out the wrist to hit you up till you don't need me. See, I ride on the road like bone with bone. Leave them on holes in your cords and smack them like dominoes. Chop them out of that dough. You don't want no drama. Certified head booker, you don't want no problem. Get that beat out your teeth. You can meet me in the street, but this ain't what you wanna see. You meet me with your peace. Avenue Boys, nigga. 13 double O. I told you, can't forget about them boys making noise. It's over time, we need to see about it, so y'all better man up. It's a reason for that. It's a reason. It's a reason for that. 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 Yeah. It's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. When they see us in the block, they don't say shit. Motherfucker, we got a reason for that. It's a fact that we hide in the trance and we're bad. We got a reason for that. When they see us at the bar, they know we shooting away. We got a reason for that. We set a plan, it's a reason for that. It's the Avenue Boys, we got a reason for that. More money, more power. Now fuck that. More money, more power. Now you love that. Won't beef now, homie, I don't think you want that. Get him with the chopper, hide his body where the drugs at. 1 for the money, 2 for the hoes. Keep it real with the cheese. And the hottest shit goes louder than the fucking show. Call her back on my flow. You can talk, you can hate, but still gon' get dope. I murder these freaks the same way I do to these freaks. Nigga ask about me. 13 is where you find me. Ask your bitch, she probably know more about me. This your shit, go ahead and leave your dance and drop. Shake lyrically on the shit, shaking them off in this bitch. Through my blood, sweat, tears, I'm still going through this shit. This ain't a fucking movie script, just shackles on her ankles. Burger King, you just starting to look like an angel. And you so-called gangsters starting to look like angels. Valentine, sweetheart, Hallmark, gift card, cupcake, pop tart, arm, leg, body part. You were playing smart, short, too, she ain't hard. Superman, King Clark, no I mean Clark Kent. Blood on the carpet, falling off your horses, right into the darkness. This is where we part, bitch. Should've played your part, snitch. Should've played your part, snitch. Should've played your part, snitch.
And we are
Back.
yeah.
Yes, that's the word you were looking for. Yes.
See, that's cool. So Ed, let me ask you, who did y'all play the first hour, the first break, locally?
Matt Moncrief.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
That's a cool idea. Did Ed explain to the audience why we do that now?
Yeah.
Basically,
Well, no,
copyright reasons.
Yeah.
The reason
copyright
why I'm
reasons.
doing it now is because I record it and put the whole show on YouTube, and
Right.
it's flagging copyrighted music, so
Right.
I can't record it and put it up there, especially with the intro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
So we got to get a new intro.
I'll make one up.
We got to find a song, a cool
I'll
song.
want to sing a song,
Yeah, yeah, right.
like the Monkees song.
And then they'll flag us for just having horrible voices.
Yes.
And putting that song on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
It is the morning roast, Derek
Hey,
Barrett.
but if we got anybody out there wants to make us an intro theme song.
Oh, that would be cool. You get
Yeah,
that'd
we
be
got like
cool.
a little 60-second intro song.
excited, a lot of energy, nothing
Maybe,
slow. It's got to be
I
energetic.
would if I had my recording studio, but
Yes. Please, if you feel the need to be creative, go right ahead. I don't turn down anyone
There
who
he is.
has
Sorry,
creative
it was good wait.
juices.
No, that's
You want to let your creative juices flow? Just put in a nice little jingle for us, and we'll probably be able to play.
Yeah, just don't call your creative juices your holy milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
promote you. We'll promote you too. We'll promote your
Yeah.
music as our jingle. And we'll let you play your songs too if you want.
Yeah. We're gonna just from now on, I guess, as Ed said, play a lot of local music. These are gonna be
Or
bands.
their music if they
Or
got it.
theirs, yeah. I mean, as long as we have permission to do it, you know, you
give
don't
us,
you don't turn around and fire sue us. Speaking of court,
Give them exposure, you know.
yeah.
Well, yes. Yes.
Expose yourself to art.
And also Saibuki, another artist. I've noticed Saibuki does some art and draws a little bit. So if you guys ever want to put your artwork up on our breaks,
Yeah.
send it to Ed. Ed'll splice some artwork up, won't you, Ed?
Yes.
Show the artwork off.
Some of it's really creative. Some of it can be really, really frightening. Like the one that I sent Ed that I didn't know he was actually going to put it on there this early, but that picture of Beyonce as the She-Hulk.
Oh, the She-Hulk? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not too frightening. She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Bye, Three Bears. Have a good weekend, sweetheart. Three Bears is out of here.
Okay, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.
Watch out for Goldilocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's 10:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Macon, Georgia. It's February 2013. It's 48 degrees in Macon, Georgia. It's partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 34.
Here we go. Numerologist, Saturday and Friday, both 66. Read across, 666.
Wow.
6. We got the Devil's Weekend. We got all
Well, there's
sixes.
4. Yeah, well, 3.
I thought we had that every
but
day
we,
here.
But we cut it off right there. We got 66 today, 66 tomorrow. Yeah, that's all.
If it was 666 degrees, then yeah, I probably would. Yeah, it would be the sign of the fuck.
Yeah.
Because we'd be all dead. I don't know.
Yeah.
600.
There's a bunch of damn sixes this week.
think
Look
about
at that. Look at that. Look at this. And it's a 6-day forecast. Look, we got 66, 66, 68, 69, 66, 63.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. There you go.
Shit. That sounded better coming out of your mouth.
That was better than the original. What the hell else are we talking about?
Well,
Urak, what's up, buddy? Urak, when is your cookout? We want to go.
Yes, if you have especially some nice barbecue and some nice chili.
Well, the invitation came our way to Heather and myself, and Irvin got it, I think.
yeah.
Let us know, brother. We'll be there.
Yes, yes.
Dum dum dum. Oh.
Urak, I read your post this morning about how you were sitting out in the alley and some couple walked by and was talking, had no idea you were there, and then how you just kind of heard a conversation. Did y'all see
About?
that? It was just he was making a point. I guess it was kind of. I kind of got what he was doing. He was. I think he was. And correct me if I'm wrong, Urak. I think he was making the point that we, in our daily lives, we hear all sorts of sounds, and it's just kind of weird how the things we hear when people think no one's around. Mm-hmm. Basically, he put this little thing out on his page of how he was sitting out in the alley near his house, his apartment, and a couple walked by, and they were talking about something about their money situation and how the boyfriend was saying he didn't have enough money and the economy is terrible and they couldn't pay for something. And it was just kind of weird how he said the two of them were talking with the idea that no one was around to hear them. Yet little did they know there was this guy just sitting in the back of his apartment, heard this conversation. You have to read it. Kind of an
If
instant
we
way
didn't
to
know
go.
it was Iraq, we would have thought that's creepy.
Because we know it's Iraq, we think it's creepy. No,
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
we gotta
Saibuki,
make a
school run. Be right back. Drive safe, Saibuki.
Yes, definitely drive safe.
And don't tell any judges to fuck off. Or maybe he should. Because if they're out in public, who cares?
Who knows what it's like in England?
I know they got a lot of powdered wigs.
Yeah,
But
I was
speaking
going to
of-
say.
Speaking of being screwed,
Yes.
yesterday last night
Thank
I
you.
added a video under Cheryl Davis's great
Yeah.
paper
Her eloquent little
opinion that she put in the
opinion
Macon
piece
paper.
that she sent to the Macon Telegraph. Go to themacon.com, but do not pay for it though. Go to
Was
it.
it you reading it?
No, he actually put the footage up
I
from
put the footage
our rally.
from the
From
rally.
his camera.
Yeah, it actually wasn't my camera. It says the
Oh.
video was uploaded by an Android phone. It was on YouTube from I think it was from Cheryl's channel, YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was uploaded right from City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't done yours yet, because you have a lot of footage too, right there.
Yeah, I have some footage
Yeah,
too.
we have to get
but
dinner
hers is continual. See, mine is like choppy because
Oh, hers is all the way through. I
Yes,
haven't
it's
watched it
it's
yet.
a
I'll
long
watch it
15-minute one.
Cool.
Okay.
And it catches it from the beginning.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty much.
So it's got all of it.
Good
all.
segue, because I did want to discuss the up and coming GBI report.
Yes.
And I've been sitting when I'm late at night, when I wake up in the middle of the night. It's one of the first things that runs through my head,
Uh-huh.
which means I have a concern about it.
Right.
Okay. One of the concerns that I thought about, Anthony,
Yes.
was how are we going to respond? Because we have to respond.
Oh, of course.
We have to respond
Of
once
course
that
we will.
report comes out.
Of course we will.
How are we going to respond to that? And like I said, and I always say, when it comes to protests, we are known as the organizers.
Right.
Yes.
Okay? And because we're known as the organizers, can we control that crowd where it does not get
No, we can't.
to the point,
No.
right, that I agree. We cannot control that
It's out of
crowd.
our hands.
So that may cause a problem for us. And I just don't want this rally to be looked at like something that's going to go violent on us.
Right.
Because people are going to be angry. People are going to be yelling, possibly.
Really
Oh, yeah.
Straight livid.
It's going to be more yelling than we had at the last rally.
Right.
Guarantee
So
that.
I think letting the crowd know ahead of time, once we call on this rally during the GBI report day on the 18th, that we put out that this is a non-violent.
Well, of course. I mean, that's what's going to be expected to begin with.
Yeah.
But you can never control what someone's going to do during that
I
rally
know.
or outside of that rally. I mean, you have to think of this too. There might be stuff done in the dark of night when we're not even around. I mean, you might have pockets of people in these neighborhoods that decide to just go out midnight and start wrecking havoc on whatever, police cop cars, police stations, or whatever, anything that they want to take their frustration out on what they think is an unjust result. So we have no control over what people basically do. All we can do is, like you said, is say we are having a rally, which I'm sure, Cheryl's already got something planned if that's the case. She made reference to it did you see what she wrote
Right.
about under what I wrote about the film festival?
Yes.
You saw what she wrote?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and again, I wrote her back saying, this is just an assumption, Cheryl. I'm not saying that this is the result that's going to have. I just thought it was mighty telling when the lady from the Justice Department told me the date February 18th. Because before that, we didn't know a date. All we knew was the middle of February, right? And then she says the 18th, which makes me think she has some inside information of when they're going to release it. I thought it was mighty weird that it happened to be the day after the MAGA Film Festival. You know, because it's a time when all the people that are in town from out of town are now gone in case something does go down.
Right.
That's what made me think
Okay,
that.
just pause for 1 minute. I just want to address Mandy.
Right.
Mandy, baby, hello. Welcome to our show. Check it out. Look at it. See what we talk about and jump right in.
Yep.
Gamer Girl says, Yurak says, hold on. Just listen.
Yeah.
Oh, Gamer Girl said, I don't think they would arrest you guys for the actions of others.
Of course not. They can't.
You have no control if someone else acts like an asshole.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And that's all. And that's all we could do. Like the last rally, you remember at the last rally before we were invited inside City Hall, there was a guy. Remember, the camera was on me, and they asked me. They said, "If you guys don't get the results that you don't want, what are you going to do?" And remember, there was a black gentleman to my left holding a sign, and then he just blurted out immediately, "Riot." Remember that?
No.
And I just kind of like looked at the camera and smirked and looked at him and went. And then there was a guy farther left that stepped in and said, "No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because all that does is ends up hurting,
Right.
Privately owned businesses, hurting the neighborhoods that have done nothing wrong."
Oh, you see, so you do have characters like that.
You do.
Yes.
You do, and that's why we don't know. But again, it doesn't mean there's a way of rioting to where you don't affect anybody that's innocent. I mean, when I say rioting, I think in the sense that people are going after cop cars. I'm thinking in the sense that people are like with bats running down the street, smashing cop car windows, throwing maybe Molotov cocktails on them and catching shit on fire. Yeah. I'm not so much thinking of the whole LA riots kind of thing where they just started destroying these little mom and pop shops. I'm not thinking.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen either. I do possibly see something being done to actual government property though, because that's really who they will be mad at, and that's really who they would go after. So we'll see.
Well, I just want to make sure that we are, in whatever way possible, controlling this, because if not, it could blow up in our face. And I just don't want police.
In other words, you don't want to be considered instigator or be bled guilty for
for something I didn't do. But they say, well, you're the organizer and you unleash
but
these
see,
people.
I don't
on
think
us.
they can do that. It's like Gamer Girl says. I don't think that they can do anything. And that's what my point was too. Is that if nothing is, let's do a hypothetical. Let's say we go out there and they let the guy go scot-free. Okay,
Yeah.
so immediately, bam, 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 we're online, we're gathering people, we're like, okay, this is bullshit, we're setting up another rally, get your signs ready, blah, 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 we're doing it, within a day or two, we're doing it quick, either tonight or tomorrow, we're doing it quick. We get Cheryl together, her family together, we go out there, we're again doing what we did last time, this time we're louder in our chants, and maybe this time we have more people joining us at this point, okay, who knows, and then we decide that this is just going to go on a while, because... And you're right. When stuff goes on longer, that's when it escalates. That's when the people get really pissed off and they get the fire in them.
Yeah.
And I'm prepared to go out there and protest if need be, and be out there for a while. In this case, guys, I'm not going to go out there and go, well, we'll be out there for 2 hours and it's time to go. I'm not going to do that in this case. If this case, I plan on being out there probably the whole day and night. And I think a lot of other people will feel that way.
Yeah.
Because if you just go and say your piece and leave, then they think, okay, that's done. They said their thing. We can continue on, and the guy's back on the force. There has to be something that continues. There has to be something that gets it shoved down their throat that doesn't let up. The only problem with that is, like you said, that might lead to some people, come nighttime, they decide, fuck this, and they run around town and they start destroying shit. That could happen.
That could happen. Now, the other thing is the timing of it.
Right.
Now, if the GBI report supposedly is coming out on the 18th, right, let that develop, manifest into whatever it is. we have Al Sharpton coming in on the 24th.
Right.
Maybe we can go to him,
Right.
which is right down the block, right here,
Right.
the Beulah Church,
Right.
and get some advice
Right.
on what to do next.
Right.
And that way, we're doing this right, you know.
Well-
and he may want to get involved.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Gamer Girl says it. She's right. She says we have it on record right now. Ed's taping this of saying that that's not our goal, right?
Right.
So that's
Thank
proof
you,
in
Gamer
itself.
Girl.
That's proof in itself. Okay. But again, we can't control the actions of others. We really can't.
Exactly.
They're adults. We can't. Yeah.
Well, then I'm glad we talked about it because now it's on tape.
Well,
We're not out to. Okay, another thing I want to make sure that the police know and the city knows and the mayor knows and anybody else that would care to listen, that we are not trying to incite hatred towards the police.
It's right and wrong. Is what it is.
What we're really trying to do is to expose the rotten apples in this police department that I have been saying way before the show
Yep.
has been a problem in making
Yep.
for many years. And the fact that we're standing up for something that has been allowed to fester here for many years,
Right.
that's not criminal.
Right.
Don't try to spin this on me or anybody else here.
That's right.
The fact of the matter is that we're seeking justice. This is all about justice. This is why I'm saying I don't want it to turn into a riot. I don't want it to become a fiasco. I don't want it to turn violent. Because I'm not a violent man. And we're not violent. What we're looking for is justice for Junebug.
Exactly.
The fact of the matter, they killed an innocent man,
An unarmed man.
unarmed,
No record.
no record guy. This is before the robbery of the tools and this other man,
Tractor and all that. Yeah.
the guy with the sex and all that other crazy.
And you guys remember the police officers playing football behind Walmart a year or two ago?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? For all you out-of-towners, there was also an incident
Behind Fred's.
where some of our police force were parked behind a Fred's, Ed says, playing football while on
Right.
duty.
Yeah, I seen them.
While on duty. I mean, this tells you the mentality of these cops, a lot of them, for the past few years, not just recently.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, and
I mean,
that's it.
yeah.
I mean, that's I'm glad that we have it recorded, Ed. Thank you. And
I mean, that's all we can do. I mean, back to the thing. I posted what I posted, and Cheryl Davis, the sister, said yesterday, you can find it, I think, on our Facebook page, the Morning Rose page. You know, she basically said that when she read what I wrote, it saddened her. She got sick. She started throwing up. She started crying. And she already decided, you know, that because of me bringing up that hypothetical, she's prepared to go out there and protest during the festival.
yeah,
And I don't blame her, really. I mean, to tell you the truth, I'm in the festival, but you know, I'll spend some time and do some time with her too. To tell you the truth, I'll go back and forth between my movie being at the festival and helping protest. Really, I don't have a problem with that.
wow.
Why not? You know,
Why
because
not?
she's not. It's not protesting the festival. It's protesting why nothing is being done. It's protesting the police force. It's protesting the mayor. It's protesting the police chief. It's protesting injustice. Basically, is what it's protesting. So,
I can't believe that story came out where Burns is kind of setting up the public. He's got two options.
yeah,
Either the
Fire.
guy's going to get fired or the guy's going to be reassigned. In
Right.
other words, he's not going to get fired for all that other stuff.
Well, he's making it sound like that. The good thing about it is, did I send it? I didn't send it to you guys, did I? Larry Schlesinger. I told you, Rabbi Schlesinger, city councilman. I told you he came up to me after I went to city council.
Yeah.
And then he got my email address and said, I want to send you my next column for the 11th hour. Remember? Did I tell you this? So he sent it to me that next morning. It's going to come out this week. I guess tomorrow or today.
What is it about?
Basically, it's about this. It's about the riot. Not the riot, the rally.
And
it's
how does he feel about it?
Well, I wanted. He told me in the email. He sent it to me. He goes, "Feel free to pass this around." The reason I didn't pass it to you guys yet is because I don't have most of your email addresses.
Okay.
So we can look at it after the show. I'll get Derek to pull up my email address. You can read it, but it's going to be in the 11th hour. But basically, in a nutshell, Rabbi Rabbi Schlesinger agrees with us. He's wondering why it's taken so long. He basically says he's wondering why this is taking so long, and
Compared to the people, to two cops who
stole
a tractor,
and he can understand why we protested. He doesn't name our names or anything. He just basically
That's great.
so that that's good to hear, because that's somebody within the machinery of the government
and supporting us.
that maybe this police chief will listen to. Then maybe this mayor will listen to. It's not just a bunch of ragtag bunch of guys who have a blog show talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, but I'll let you guys read that later on. Actually, if there's a way to post it on the Facebook page, Ed, or on the room, our room, we can do that too. It's a private email.
Well, we are. By the way, we are within the rights to protest.
Well, of course. Well, that's
You know,
without a doubt. That's
our-
without a doubt.
Yes. Yes.
That's
You
without
know.
a doubt. Technically, if you want to talk about rights, you're in the right. You're in a way. These people are in the right to actually protest in a revolutionary way as well. That's kind of called for by our founding fathers. They've always said it. Thomas
Unfortunately,
Jefferson.
that's not going to be looked at.
But of course not. But of course, what you're not right to do is you're not right to go cause harm to other people, and you're not right to go destroy what's not yours. Of course, the whole police car thing is questionable because people can say that is theirs, because they can all say that they work for me, the police work for me, my taxpayer money paid for that stuff. So that's the slippery slope in that. But we'll see what happens. We're going to take it a day at a time. I told Cheryl, we're going to keep the faith that they're going to find justice. We're going to keep the faith that they're going to realize this guy needs to go, And I'm curious. I'm curious if this happens. I'm curious if the GBI says the guy's not guilty, but yet the chief fires him for his other stuff. Because I really think they're missing the point. I think the chief and mayor need to fire Sutton on his record alone.
Right, that's a point.
That's my point.
It doesn't sound that way.
Regardless if the GBI says
It doesn't
he
sound like it's
wasn't
going to
guilty.
go that way, because
Well,
what he
I
said.
I got something to say. His record.
Right.
Okay, I've been doing a lot of research on it, and a lot of these that they're showing, a
Complaints.
lot of them are complaints.
I know, but he does. But it's fact that he does have about 6 to 8 reprimands. That's true. Of all those complaints, about 6 to 8 of them
Yeah,
were
those
reprimanded.
But there's a lot there that they posted
Right.
that were just complaints
Right.
that people made because they could have been mad. I'm not
That's
siding
right.
with
Well,
them.
no, I agree. But I always look at that also. But I look at the reprimands. To me, if he was reprimanded, that means that his superior officers found him guilty of those things, right? And
Yes.
those things alone should have made him fireable. That's my point. What job do you go to and get at least 6 to 8 reprimands and you keep your job? That's what's beyond me.
That's true.
Scratch all the complaints out. Scratch everything out of the way that people just might have said about this guy because they were mad at him. You still have the fact that there were 6 to 8 that even his superiors agreed were things he did wrong. It's plain and simple. That's it. So
It's 10:30 a.m. right now in Macon, Georgia. Watching the morning roast. It's 48 degrees outside in Macon, Georgia, with a high of 66 and a low of 34. Which we will have another 66 days tomorrow, so Saturday, with a low of 39. Just in case, if you happen to be outside Macon this weekend. Also, I've talked about previously earlier on this show that. The Grammy Awards are going to be on Sunday night on CBS on around 7.
do you know who is it? The usual suspects that are nominated. Let me guess. I haven't kept up with this, but let me guess. Taylor Swift.
yes.
Yeah. Here we go. Justin Bieber. Beyonce. This Chris Brown. Is he in there somewhere?
He may be performing. I don't know if he's nominated.
Is Pitbull? Is he nominated?
Justin Timberlake's supposed to have a brand new album. Coming out.
It's the same old crap. This is a
LL
good
Cool J is
segue.
going to be the host for the show.
This is
He's
a good
hosting.
segue because this morning even I was going back and forth with either Brad or Megan on the 11th hour through emails about disagreeing about award shows. That's funny. On the way over here, I was sitting here replying to it. Basically, I found something on their site yesterday that I'd never noticed before.
What is it?
I was scrolling through 11th Hour page yesterday, and Brad or somebody wrote, we've had a lot of whiners, this was right after the nominees came out. We had a lot of whiners complaining about blah, 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 who the nominees are, blah, 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 blah. And he goes on and explains how that procedure went. And I noticed that for the first time, so I replied basically with something like, you can read it. It's long-winded, of course, it's me. And then I signed it whiner, and then being funny, whiner, a.k.a. Ann. Well, 11th Hour, somebody wrote back, replied to it this morning, and something to the effect of, well, since you're an expert on having award shows, why don't you have your own award show that's fresh? Because I say in my comment that these award shows around here are so stale and just they're not fresh because it's the same old 5 boring people nominated every time. Best politician, it's always Rickert. It's always Schlesinger. It's always the same damn people, right? Anyway, so I basically say it's a popularity contest. Well, then we're going back and forth this morning, and I kind of called him out and said, well, if you're so gung-ho about Macon and you're so much a lover of Macon, I said, basically, I expect you to promote the hell out of my short film, Nick Chopper, when you do your MAGA edition of the issue, because it's made in Macon by Macon people. I expect that to be all over your paper. If you're so Macon and we got a few Macon items in the festival, I expect you to promote all those Macon items really big. I want big full-page pictures, and I want blurbs about them, and So basically, that goes back to the award show thing.
Okay.
Award shows are what they are. It's a popularity contest. Oh, and I did call them out on this, which you might agree, because I'm so tired of this, and this applies to everybody. I'm so tired of these people around here that are in the job or in the business of either promoting themselves, being an artist, or whatever, yet they go around like they're humble. You know what? This gets on my nerves, guys. If you're an artist, you're not supposed to be humble. You're supposed to be promoting your shit. You're supposed to be talking about your stuff. Where does this BS come from where people have to act like you got to be humble if you're trying to promote your art? What's the sense in that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Derek, are you humble about this? Are you like, hey, I did this, but
No,
I don't want to tell
I'm
anybody
happy.
about it? Yeah, I don't see Derek going, that's too much talking
Actually
about myself.
plugged it today.
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
plugged it, yes.
That's my point I'm making, is if you're doing art, you're supposed to be out there talking about yourself. You're supposed to be proud of what you do. Stop this BS about let's be humble. No, you're not being humble. You can be humble about other things, but when you're dealing with art, movies, books, poetry, paintings, voiceover work, you're not supposed to be humble. So stop with the BS about be humble. It's not what an artist does. I told him that too.
Right. Well, okay. Well, he's not an artist.
No, but he is promoting his art through his paper. He's promoting it.
Maybe it's such a job for him. It's not really
But why?
art.
Then why is he having an award show? If he doesn't want people to know about his paper, if he doesn't want to pat himself on the back, why are you having an award show? Put the paper out and don't have an award show, and then maybe I'll just take you as a real journalist. But when you start going, hey, we got an award show, come on, dude.
Well, isn't that
Admit
part
your-
of the same thing that you just said? That if you have, if you're an artist, you promote it, you promote
Exactly.
it. So that's how he decided to
Exactly.
promote his paper.
Exactly, but what you're missing the point is that these are some of the same people that accuse us of doing what we're doing because we want attention. That's the point I'm making, Irvin.
Yeah.
They're saying that we are all about ourselves only and we want attention, and that we're not very humble because we're all egotistical. Well, duh. This show is art, correct?
Yes.
We are promoting our art. This is what we do. Of course we're going to talk about it and talk it up. Of course we're going to get publicity for it. This is what we're doing. We're informing. We're entertaining. It's a form of art. Okay? Now, when it comes to the stuff like the Sammy Davis, I don't treat that as art. I treat that as a real cause to stand behind.
Yeah.
And I don't do that for this show, and that's why we always said we didn't want this show to become the forefront of our seek for justice. That's why from the beginning I told people I didn't want them mentioning this show when we went to these rallies, because I don't want it to come across like we're
Well,
just
it's too
trying
late now. They're
Well,
looking at us like,
of course.
it's part of the show.
But you understand what I'm saying, Irvin.
Yeah.
My point is that when you're promoting art, there's no reason to be humble. There's no reason for it. Promote the hell out of it. That's what you're doing it for.
Right.
Now, when you're doing something where you want justice and you're doing it because you're a good person and you want to do something good for someone else because you're not selfish, then I agree. There's no reason to go out and be a big egotist about that particular item. But come on, Brad. You're doing the 11th Hour Award show because you want everybody to pat you on the back.
Publicity.
Exactly, which is your form of art. So don't give us this bullshit
wait a minute.
that everybody's just so egotistical on here and we're all about ourselves and we only want to talk about ourselves. That's bullshit. The Sammy Davis Jr. is proof of that we're willing to stretch out the hand to something else that's more important. Anyway, there's my rant.
Okay.
Well, that was
it's-
good.
Yeah, it's 10:37 right now. Do you want to go into the special Flippin' Friday edition of Wordsmith?
Oh yeah. I sent that. You know. I want to say this. Our buddy Patty here, she was on there yesterday. She saw me put it up last night, and look, she guessed it. She says, "Does this mean you won't be there tomorrow?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be late. You're right." So, and I picked that one because it's Friday. Go for it, Derek.
Well, our Wordsmith of the day from Wilfred Funk's Word Origins and Their Romantic Stories, a special Flippin' Friday edition, which is not randomly selected. Today's word is Friday. Yes. Not to be mistaken with the comedy by movie of Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. But in Old English, Friday was Frigidae. It was Frigidae, the day of the Norse goddess Frigg, Frigg, wife of Woden and the goddess of marriage. She was the Norse counterpart of the Roman goddess Venus, and her day Friday was like the Latin Dies Veneris or Day of Venus. Wednesday and Thursday had been named for her husband Woden and her son Thor, so Friday was assigned to her as appeasement.
So what?
As appeasement.
They figured they gave her son and her husband a day, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
They better sure as hell give her a day.
Yes. So the Norsemen regarded Friday as their lucky day, but not so the Christians, since the crucifixion took place on Friday, as in Good Friday.
So there we go.
Plus, if you in case Woden is named Wednesday after Woden,
Right.
and Thursday is named after Thor.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes,
And somebody, I think it was it our Bean 52 gave us Thursday like last week, put up Thursday. But I decided I was going to do that. And even for Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to put on the site tomorrow and Sunday, even though we don't do a show, I'm going to do a bonus wordsmith just so we can put those days out there. So tomorrow, look at the site. I'm going to put Saturday up for Saturday. And Sunday for Sunday.
Okay.
We don't do a show.
Right.
And then we'll cover Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday again next week.
Okay.
There we go. Because also, I thought of this, guys. One reason I want to go ahead and start using more of these wordsmith words is because once our book gets here from Saibuki, we're going to then start using his book. The one Saibuki's sending.
Yeah.
So then the wordsmith book that I've been using, Word Origins by Wilfred Funk, that one will be retired and put back on my bookshelf.
So I didn't even know we were getting a book from Saibuki.
You didn't know that? You gave his
Maybe.
address. You gave him this address.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Saibuki, he put on our chat, he put on our Facebook page a while back, down here somewhere, more posts. He put that, hey guys, I got this book to send you guys. Where can I send it?
Great.
Yeah, he's going to send us a book. So we'll start
I'm
using.
looking forward to that.
That book will stay here. It's y'all's book at the table, and then you guys will start picking out of that book, whether I'm ever here at the show or not. I don't have to bring Word Origins back.
Now, somebody just mentioned that big book. What do you got there?
Oh, this is Isaac Asimov's Guide to Shakespeare. What it is basically is this was my dad's book, who's passed. Basically, about I don't know how long ago, a few months ago, I started reading. I decided to read all of Shakespeare's plays and poems, and actually like a little book about his life. It's a one big collection my dad had. It's the Yale collection of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Of course, I and it's separate than this book. It's little books, single books. And of course, I'd already read some of them in school, like we all did. You know, I'd already read Macbeth before, and Romeo and Juliet, and Othello, and all that. But I'm going back and rereading those, plus all the ones I never read, all of his plays. And so what I'm doing is that I'm really just deep into this subject. What I'm doing is Isaac Asimov, the great Asimov, he has every play in here, not the complete play, but he basically dissects every play of Shakespeare.
Oh.
So what I'm doing in order to learn more about it and get down to the crux of the matter, after I read the real play, I then go to Isaac Asimov's chapter on that particular play. And then I read his chapter on it so that he fills in like the history. Because what he does,
kind of like a concordance
Yeah.
with Shakespeare.
well, what he does basically is he breaks it down and explains the history of the real characters that these plays are based on. You know, because some of Shakespeare's plays are based on real people. You know, like the Henry and King Richard and all that stuff.
Julius
so what
Caesar.
he does is he breaks down what parts were anachronisms of Shakespeare's and what parts were facts. He
Right.
tells basically what really happened in that time period and what didn't. And then he also, of course, explains some of the dialogue. So basically what I'm doing is I've just been doing this for almost a half a year now. I mean, it's a lot of studying and reading, as you can tell. And I'm learning a lot. And I'm finding out what my favorite Shakespeare plays are.
Well, Donnie says Shakespeare's sonnets are the best thing I have ever read.
Hey, he's a great writer. Was a great if it was really him, you know, there's that in here too.
David Gerberville said she wanted an address, that she had a phone she sent us.
Send it.
What?
Damn, you guys are sweet and nice.
You guys are awesome.
Is
Gamer
it
Girl
a-
will take it.
Game Girl, is it a speakerphone? Excuse me, speakerphone.
I was going to say, are you spicker?
Sorry, Irvin.
That was a racial comment.
Yeah,
Speakerphone.
coming from a bald white guy.
I know. A Jewish guy.
That's right. Anyway, we appreciate that. You guys don't
Hey,
have
yeah,
to
you're
do
gonna
that.
leave. You're gonna give it to him.
We
or what?
appreciate it though.
Yeah.
We definitely talked about there was a kid that
Ed's
had-
gonna put it on somewhere.
he was bullied.
Smoke signals.
We talked about it earlier about this kid from Pennsylvania from Gamer Girl's neck of the woods where he was bullied and he was in an induced coma because
Yeah, I saw that Gamer Girl posted that. Thank you. Thank you, Gamer. We really love all you guys. You guys really make this fun, and you also make it a little easier for us sometimes.
Yep.
We appreciate you all, and if we get somewhere with this, we're taking you all with us.
Send her an address.
We're going to
as
have
she
a
said.
huge morning roast jet airplane, and we're going to load it up and go everywhere.
Well, we love our chatters. We love it's like family now,
Of
ain't it?
course, it's fun.
yeah we got
See, I can do this stuff for free. I don't have to be paid. I love it. This is a job you love.
My brother did ask if you guys had jobs, but
Edward, we've already explained this. How many times on this show?
I
I
don't
guess
know.
he wasn't here.
he probably wasn't.
I'm not going through it. Go watch some of the old video footage. Basically, I get some money every month from property that I own with my brother and uncle. That's my monthly check. Derek gets what he gets, however he gets it. Urban, as you know, is on disability, and Ed gets what the hell he gets. That's it.
Yes.
You know, we do other things.
Oh, I'm honored. Saibuki says I look like a little version of his dad. Okay. Oh,
You
that
do?
inspires you.
You do.
Trying to show my grandmother show. See, Derek is a nice colored boy. Yes.
Saibuki says, guys,
Yes.
Saibu, you're going to want to hear this, hand. You're going to want to hear this.
What?
Saibuki says, guys, I just showed my grandmother the show. She said Ann needs to stop fidgeting.
Oh, you're
Derek
right.
is a nice colored boy.
Yes,
And
yes,
Urban
Miss-
looks like a little version of my dad.
Yes, Mrs. Buki. I'm
Thanks.
sorry. The prime of Miss Jean Brody.
No offense, but I'm glad that she had those strong opinions.
I like it. We like her already. That's
Well,
what the show's about.
Tell Grandma we're honored
Thank
to know that she looked at us.
Yeah. And we apologize if we
And that she
blinded
had,
her.
that
We
she
apologize
took the time
if
to
we,
give
if we,
her opinion about
we
it.
apologize if we basically scorched her eyesight. Sorry about that,
Wow.
Mrs. Buki.
No, I don't think she has bad eyesight. She's seeing you fidgeting.
Well,
she
I
can
do
tell
fidget a
Derek
lot.
is a nice colored boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As if white and tan aren't colors either,
No.
but still.
But you gotta remember, her age and her, and
I
her
love it.
culture. Her
Okay.
culture.
I
do
love
too.
it.
I do too. We're not offended by any of that. Hell. She's right. I do need to keep fidgeting. My mom, who's German, tells me to stop fidgeting all the time. I mean, I
By
do.
the way, Edward says, so no bad
Stop
words. You're
fidgeting.
right. Grandma's watching.
That's right. This is the clean version for the last 20,
I love it.
15, 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's deaf, but she can see well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See, Ed? That's why we need to do always both verbal and audio stuff. Verbal and visual stuff, because there are blind and deaf people watching our show or on our show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad that he had his grandmother watch.
And
it. I
Edward
think
says,
that's cool.
Irv's a nice colored boy too.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
Didn't matter. Yeah.
I'm not as dark as the twins.
I tell you
Ed
what,
is a nice Jewish boy. Yes, Ed.
52.
not that you guys care, but we were on it real quick. My favorite Shakespeare plays are Titus Andronicus. That's an awesome one. Coriolanus, another awesome one. Macbeth, and a couple more I'm kind of up in the air about so far. But it's really weird. When you start reading all of this stuff, you realize how some of the really popular, famous stuff is really just nowhere as good. Or to me, it's not even my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, we always learn in school about the basic crap. We always read Julius Caesar and Romeo, and it's good.
Yeah.
But to me, those aren't even his best. Those aren't his best a lot of times. There's so
What
much.
about A Merchant of Venice? Was
That's
that?
a pretty good one. I did read that one a while back. A couple
I like
months
West
ago.
Side Story.
Okay.
He's going to the
Based,
spick,
based on
spick version of Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
the only one I like.
Wow. Why does that not
says-
surprise me? Why does that not surprise me that you like a musical version based in Spanish Harlem?
It's
of
a
frickin'
heartbreaking
Shakespeare?
story. Even though they switched it around, because
I guess.
according to Shakespeare,
And
they
plus,
both died,
Rita
right?
Moreno was quite attractive.
Yeah.
According to Shakespeare, they both died, so they did change the story, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Shakespeare, they both died.
Yes.
Yeah,
One acts like they were dead, and then the other one thinks they're dead, and then kills himself, and then the other one wakes up and realizes what happened and kills himself.
Donnie says Hamlet is his.
Hamlet's a good one, too.
Okay. Yeah,
Hamlet's a
that's
good one, too, Donnie. I love Macbeth a lot just because it's just so evil and horrific. I mean, it's a horror story is what it is. It's got the witches in it. You know, it's horror. It's
I was
got
just reading what says
dark-
Chaucer is better than William Shakespeare. Wow.
Lady Chatterley is Lady Chatterley.
I've read that book, but
Chatterley's Lover.
but that's not Shakespeare.
Yeah,
that's
that's not
D.H.
Shakespeare.
Lawrence.
D.H.
But that's a
Lawrence.
very good book. I read
Yes.
that too.
I
That's
never
a
read
good
the book.
story.
I've seen the production of it on Cinemax, but that's a whole other story.
You know, the thing I learned thanks to Mr. Asimov in this, you know, because he breaks down the wording of the time. You know, in Macbeth, the witches, you know, they're called the Weird Sisters, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, we grew up to realize that weird means weird, right? Kind
Yeah.
of strange, odd, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
good.
Well, you know what it was?
Weird means weird.
But
What
let me
is that
tell you.
telling anybody?
But let me tell you, because when it was written, it didn't mean that. That's my point. It comes from the word weird, W-Y-R-D, which meant, in Shakespeare's days, fate.
The Fates.
They were the Fate Sisters.
Okay.
So it's weird how our words have just kind of
It's weird how weird
evolved, and that really he wasn't calling them weird like they're strange and weird like we are, but that they're the Fate Sisters.
like
So-
the Greek Fates.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because see, the witches in that represent basically the same thing that Dickens wrote in The Christmas Carol. The witches represent the present, the past, and the future.
Oh,
That's
the
what
three-
those witches in
three
Macbeth
spirits of Christmas.
represent.
Okay.
You know, kind of like the ghost of Christmas past, future.
I was just going to say,
so
kind of
this-
like
Okay.
Scrooge. I'm sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying. So how does witch correlate with weird?
Well, basically, because of the way they looked, you know, they were described as being ugly and gaggly and witches, and basically that they're the Fate Sisters, right? And you know, they're of course they were stirring the toil. You know, they were doing the cauldron with the freaking newt and the frog legs
I
and the
knew-
bat wing and all that. You know,
Yeah.
but basically,
By the way-
enough Shakespeare.
Remember Bugs Bunny?
Yes,
Remember the witch on there that would chase him
yes,
down?
yes,
Also,
I
yes,
do.
Yes.
I
was a
thought
good
that
one.
was one of the funniest characters.
That
Oh,
was.
yes.
Bugs Bunnies were great. The original. I didn't
The
like
original.
later on when they did
Yeah.
them up, like in the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
It was kind
They
of
started
lame.
Well, yeah.
The
This,
old ones were good.
selling cereal with Bugs Bunny. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
here because
Iceberg
Iceberg
Slim.
Slim.
You know who Iceberg Slim is? That's Ice. That was one of Ice-T's idols.
Yes.
Because I read Ice-T's book,
Uh-huh.
his biography, year back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about Iceberg
Rosin's
Slim.
on. Hello, Rosin.
How you doing, Rosin? Hello.
Roslyn!
You got 9 minutes to hang
Okay.
out.
Verbal bite, the weirding way that means witchcraft. Okay, that's what
right.
it is. Okay,
That's right.
I see.
So basically, weird is the fate way. The fate way.
well,
Talking about your fate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of fate, You know, this whole week I was talking about all these different conspiracies about Super Bowl 47, about the power outage, how like you heard this weird little noise, like some guy hitting the
All of a sudden, San Francisco comes back after they suck.
Almost come back.
A lot of people talking about that.
Lots of people out lots of money on that betting on San Francisco. Not to mention people talking about Beyonce. She may be part of the Illuminati because she's married to Jay-Z and he does the thing with the rock. You know.
Well, don't get me on the Illuminati. But go ahead, because I know a lot of people that are into that, and I know a lot of shit I've heard.
And plus, a lot of people are talking about, you know, that, you know, aside from the power outage, you know, they're saying like maybe the PA people maybe incidentally or lower the volume in the microphones of Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams, her Destiny Child bandmates and stuff, so that Beyonce would sound much more lighter.
Right.
Yes. Right.
Well,
here's another controversy.
Is this our wing dang dinger? Have you said that term yet today? We
No,
gotta always say wing dang dinger during at least.
Well, it is
It's a southern thing.
It's kind of a wing dang dinger.
Right.
So, another part of the controversy or conspiracy. There's an aunt and uncle of San Francisco 49ers tight end Delaney Walker were killed after the couple was killed by a suspected drunk driver hours after watching their nephew play at Super Bowl 47.
So Judge Sims went to the Super Bowl. Anyway, go ahead. That was bad.
Alice and Brian Young were parked on the right of Interstate 10, about 15 miles outside of New Orleans, when Nicole Thomas, age 26, hit them as she swerved off the highway around 5:30 a.m. On Monday morning, according to the New Orleans Times-Picayune. According to the report, Thomas was able to get out of her 2002 Mercedes C230 with minor injuries as both cars began burning. The Youngs were pronounced dead at the scene. Thomas has been arrested on suspicion of vehicular homicide, driving while intoxicated, and a reckless operation of a vehicle.
Right. That's sad.
Oh, man.
So are you kind of in a way saying this is something again that's, I guess, saying this Super Bowl's jinxed? I mean, is this are you kind of putting this in, lumping this in with the whole conspiracy theory thing? Is that what you're doing, Derek, or just
just
want to announce it?
Well, just want to announce it. Plus, it seemed to be really it's very coincidental.
That
very coincidental. All this stuff going on.
It might be. This might be the bad. Well, you know,
so
it
you
is.
think there's
Maybe
another conspiracy attached
the revenge of the Katrina.
Well,
victims?
not only that, guys. Think about it. If you believe in this stuff, what year are we in?
2013.
What Super Bowl is this? This is the 13th Super Bowl. This is the unlucky number 13.
Well, the year 2013, but
That's
the
what
Super
I mean.
Bowl 47.
No, it doesn't matter. This is the only one that's going to be played this year. Because next year's is going to be 2014.
Right.
So this is the unlucky number Super Bowl. Even if it's for the 2012
Yeah, but in fact, the number 13 is not an unlucky number.
You know what I'm getting at. I never believed all
it's
that.
It's actually...
I never believed that superstition either. Speaking of the Fate Sisters in the weirding way. Anyway.
Anyway, Sabuki's right. He says, fuck the Super Bowl. It's jinxed more than you need drunk driving.
Right. I like that.
Gee, Sabuki, I love your concern. You're very...
No, he's right. You need better drunk driving laws. That's what it is.
I mean, Sabuki's breaking it down. He is breaking it down. He's being harsh, and yet it's reality. You're right. Americans as a whole do not have their priorities in the right place. I mean, you're right. They care about stupid shit. We know that. I mean, I talk about it all the time on Facebook, how these people care about, I don't give a shit that you're showing me what you're about to go eat at the restaurant you're sitting at. You know, that's why I had to get on these people. You know, they're silent about this shooting of Sammy Davis Jr., yet they want to go on their Facebook page consistently and talk about what they just had for lunch. And how their little cat just was cute because he rolled over on his back 3 times. You know, just bullshit, basically. You're right, Sabuki. Who gives a shit about the Super Bowl? It's all just a money-making thing that just basically...
City Bum says, I'm smoking a Super Bowl right now.
Wow.
I can only guess who that is. That's someone local. We can guess. That's a few...
Oh, City Bum?
Yeah. That's not somebody local? No?
He's going to hook me up getting on an high-quality video.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was City Bum?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was one of the ladies. For some reason, I thought it was Rosalind or...
She got us the pro package.
Yeah, but then I thought one of the other ladies hooked us up with the HQ.
No, City Bum's... Well, I don't know. I don't think City Bum's a lady.
I don't either.
But
What lady would call themselves a bum? You know, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Ladies don't call themselves bums.
That's very
Guys do. 10:56. I don't want to go yet. Sorry that I was late, guys. I'm just getting started here. I wish I could stay.
I do have. Well, truth be told, I do have one more story. I mean, at least I have 3 more, but I'm going to put in at least want to have it on a good note, on a nice note for this weekend. It's Cullen Jones makes a splash. His Olympic medalist out to save lives. Okay, despite the story that we had earlier about the Winter Olympics coming on Sochi, Russia.
To Russia.
Cullen Jones, he's from North Carolina, Olympic gold medal, and why is he a game changer? He says, how do you top being the second African American to win an Olympic gold medal in swimming? Well, if you're Cullen Jones, age 28, you do it by winning another gold medal and 2 silver medals in addition to your first individual medal in your second Olympic Games. And Jones is the only African American to hold a record in swimming. He did it in 2012 Olympic Games without, it seems, breaking much of a sweat. Don't get it twisted. Years of hard work and training went out to help Jones reach his goals. And one of his goals is he's working with Make a Splash, an anti-drowning initiative from the USA Swimming Foundation to teach kids and parents, especially African American and Latino parents, about the life-saving benefits of learning how to swim.
Oh, that's good. Good job.
It says 70% of black kids and 50% of Latino kids don't know how to swim, even as drowning is the second leading cause of child death in America.
Good.
And the biggest factor keeping black and Latino kids out of the water, the USA Swimming Foundation found, is not money or lack of access to a pool. It's the parents' fear of the water. So Jones knows that firsthand that fear can be deadly. He toured 9 cities with Make a Splash in 2012 last year and shows no signs of slowing down in 2013. And Jones' thoughts of making importance to learn how to swim, he says, quote, I always hear so many stories from different people, even my own family, where they had such bad experiences with being in the water and swimming that I can really relate. I can sit back and go, this is what happened to me. I completely get it. But that's never a reason for you not to learn how to swim. You see that a lot, especially in the African American community. Something happens, and then it's the first instinct, and it's only natural to back away. But the famous saying is, when you fall back on the horse, you got to hop back on. Same thing when it comes to swimming.
What was that story about again?
He's messing with you.
Cullen Jones.
Good story.
Teaching kids how to swim.
You know what I couldn't help but think, though? I thought, oh, hell, this guy just gave somebody on a board around here in Macon, Georgia, an idea. They're going to take, go back up there. They're going to take this, go back, no, this way. They're going to take this and run with it here. All right. Jones's Make a Splash is going to be taken by someone locally and called Making a Splash. M-A-C-O-N, right?
Yep.
That'll
called Make a Splash.
I can see that.
Right, but what I'm saying is he's out of Macon. Somebody locally is going to get this in a year or 2, run with it, and do some kind of shit like this here.
Well,
they're
like
going to
they
call
show
it
my
Making a Splash.
No. That's what they did with my slogan, Making a Difference.
Making a difference.
Because when I came to this town, I mentioned making a difference. We have our 501. And I was telling people left and right, that's part of what I'm doing here, Blue. Yeah. And a lot of these local politicians, even the mayor, took it up.
Yeah, why don't you come on down to Macon? If you got some kids that don't know how to swim, we're going to be making a splash.
Making a splash.
What is that noise?
Coming soon this summer. Anyway.
Well,
that's it, guys.
Well, what do you know? It's 11 o'clock. Wow.
Say bye to everybody.
That was good. No, you didn't drown in that.
No, you didn't drown in it. Thank you, men.
Vorpal Bite says swimming pools suck. Chlorine. People piss in the swimming pool. All right, Vorpal Bite.
Yeah, that's true. Men of Honor, Navy Diver was like, oh yeah, the movie.
That's true.
You were late too.
He's right.
Yeah, I hate stereotypes. Donnie Curry says I know a lot of black people who can and do swim all the time. Well, of course. This is a black guy himself who's saying it. This swimmer's black, Donnie. So it's not.
Yes, he's an Olympic swimmer. Yeah, and he's the only one other black swimmer that actually won a gold medal. So, anyway.
And City Bum says, I know white people that can jump and dance also.
Big Skill says, you guys need to work overtime today, because I guess he's really enjoying the show. But we enjoy it too.
I'm enjoying it. I didn't get my full time, but it's my fault. I don't have a car.
We want to thank
We'll make sure on Monday you're here on time.
Definitely. We want to
So Edward Mappa, we got someone sending us a phone. We got Sabuki sending us a book.
Right.
Edward, send me a car.
Yes.
It works. How about that?
Yeah.
Something with a gas tank.
Send me a car.
Gas tank, airbags, brakes, seat belts. You know the whole nine. You know.
Bye guys. Bye Bean52.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Blog TV, for keeping us featured, and we'll see you Monday. block
City
time,
Bum,
same block
Saibuki, Donnie Curry, Ear Big Skillet, Rosalind,
You're right.
Green 52, Fisher Gamble Girl, T.L. Wilson, Forble Bite, Urac Wildcat, and whoever else was here and left.
Laurel Ventures, Up Main, Winchester 978, our guest, loud user, Sexy Wasp, Weak Hero, and also Three Bears who were in earlier today who just left.
Have a good weekend. Remember Slim Sims if you drive around downtown here in Macon, Georgia.
Take care.
Goodbye, everyone.
They can't see me. Forceful Bite says, don't forget Network 7076 is send you a soundboard.
I think they still film their radio show.